are live, according to that.
Let's check the speaker.
Well, the microphone
Mic
is
works.
picking up, yes. We got that part.
Hello.
There's the other part. Hello.
We're the Corey and Laurie Cole.
Yes, if you don't recognize him, the fuzzy one is Corey.
My phone biometrics no longer recognize me.
Yes, because he's a fuzzy person. Turning into a meep in his old age.
I'm turning into what I was in the when we made Quest for Glory.
Not at all. You don't look anything like that. So at any rate, hello, welcome
Because
to
I didn't
another
wear a
live
Hero
stream.
U hat then.
Yes, well, that's why you had to wear it for identity, so to show off who you really must be by process of elimination.
So, for those who were with us last week, we managed to crash Hero U Road to Redemption. Managed to crash Quest for Glory 5, Dragonfire, near the end game.
Yes, where the dragon comes up. We have just done everything. We have watched Minos do a dramatic leap off the balcony to his doom.
Presumably.
Well, we know.
And presumably breaking the prophecy
and
stone.
not presumably. Yeah, obviously it broke because suddenly we see the dragon rise.
Or we would have if the game hadn't
Well,
crashed
we did
there.
see the dragon
Oh, we
rise.
did?
We
Okay.
did see the whole
Oh, it's at the end of
whole
the
movie. Yeah.
The end of the movie it crashed.
Yes.
Anyway, I tried various things to fix it since then. They all made it worse. And we can outrun Quest for Glory 5 at all now.
So, congratulations to us. We are very good at destroying our own game.
So therefore, Laurie suggested we would run Hero U Road to Redemption today.
Until somebody out there, one of you people, can
solves
actually
our
give
problems
us
and we'll eventually finish the
yes,
game.
and then we'll finish the game. Because, I mean, we're
I
that
don't know if we
close!
Yeah, we're that close to the end.
Yeah. Doesn't make
That's
any
always
sense.
the most frustrating.
Yes. What are you doing?
I'm running the chat bot just for
fine.
grins. And
Okay,
maybe it'll tell me that we have more than 0 viewers.
Well, hopefully we have more than
If we have any viewers here, type something in chat because I don't see anyone.
Yeah, well, we're not seeing anything, but that's okay. It doesn't matter. We are still live and we are streaming.
Oh, there is someone here.
Oh, good. Happy
Generated
Sunday.
OAuth token is invalid.
Naturally. That's why you don't run that very often.
Clearly.
So, yes. What has our week been?
What's my Twitch username?
Our week has been not much. We haven't done much that was interesting this week. We continue to work on the game. Our programmer was in Edinburgh.
Edinburgh, Scotland.
Edinburgh, yeah.
Yeah, spelled Berg, but pronounced Borough.
Oh, yeah, okay. Edinburgh. And then he went on to some other country because he can't be currently in his new home because of stupid UE.
Yeah, he's on a digital nomad visa, and that requires you to spend at least 3 months away for every 9 months you're there. Something like that.
Yeah, so therefore he is not currently in Greece on the Isle of Sardinia, but he's still working for us. And he last time he was working, he was on a ferry across the water to Ireland, I believe. So it's a rough life for a digital nomad. We also heard from our fan who we met in Greece, who is doing a new version of Quest for Glory 5, hopefully one that doesn't crash when you get to the final dragon scene.
Perhaps.
Yes, well, if he ever gets there. But he's still working on it, and now he is living in Switzerland. So, congratulations to him. It's an exciting life, too. Let's see,
There's no viewers on here either.
Huh? There are no viewers. Nobody's watching.
And there's
whatsoever.
4 viewers here.
Well, yes.
It's all very confusing.
So Marbles Lost says good afternoon, and Asen says happy Sunday. So yes,
I blame us all on not having posted anything to our Discord this week.
That's
Patreon this week.
tisk. You could still do that while we're yakking.
I could certainly go onto Discord
Yes, you
and post
could.
something
And do it on the your browser, so
on
you
the
could.
browser.
Okay, good. And you could share that screen to show what we're doing. It's just so,
show
hi,
how,
everybody.
Show
Thank
how
you,
many
Draco.
errors I make when I type.
Right, yes. We'll show off. This is our
Discord. And you can get there by going to discord.gg. It's discord.com here. It's interesting. And typing in, searching for Trend Solar Games.
Yes.
This is announcements.
Yes, we need to announcements. Yes.
We are live.
And Corey has shared some things from Leogong. I see pictures from Leogong. Yes. Hope everyone is well. We are
Twitch.
Canada. Welcome, Belsar.
GG/Trend Solar Games.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm typing this in by hand, which I never do.
Okay.
Maybe I should check it first. But nah.
Could well, me may or may
Let's
not.
see what happens if I click on that. Nope, not secure.
Oh, it's a not secure connection test.
Okay, how about if I go to get that rid of the www?
It's .tv, not GG.
Oh, Twitch.tv.
Yeah,
oh, oops.
Yeah, I know. I write that all the time for when I do the Facebook things. I think I'll go back to advertising on Facebook even if nobody sees it because it's nice to say we're at least trying to get people to
there it is.
find out. It's nice to say we're at least trying to get people
There it is. Okay, we are there.
Now we are in infinite. We don't want to be in infinite.
We don't want to be infinite. Okay,
That's a
fine.
bad idea.
Let's delete that. How do you delete it?
You would have to go over there and edit.
Dot, and say delete message.
Yeah, okay, that works. Yeah.
Okay, let's try again. Add here. We are live at twitch.tv/Trend Solar Games. Okay, this time for sure.
Yeah, victory.
Watch me pull the rabbit out of my hat.
Okay.
I had a post last week with some of my pictures from Leogong. Let's see.
Yeah, that looks like our hotel.
That was one of our hotels, and then
nice views from that hotel. I'll tell you.
maybe
But
Discord.
There was
No, I don't want to
actually
read Discord.
we moved down to that hotel, which was vastly overpriced and expensive for our tastes, and we moved to another hotel just down the road, in walking distance of this one. And
it was less than half the price, but still very expensive.
It too had a wonderful view out the back on the back porch. So you don't have to actually pay for an absolute fortune, but it doesn't hurt. Visit site. Go back. It says. Yeah, I just downloaded my pictures yesterday, and I've got some nice ones. Yes, the picture of Spellberg. There it is, Spielberg horn.
Oh, okay. Well, I think we shared this last time, but we'll do it again.
That's right.
Okay, so we had the panorama Tafel, which is the panorama table, and that shows all the peaks you can see from the Talk of Stockholm, which was the mountain that had skiing during the winter and extreme bicycling during the summer.
Yes.
And on the far left, if you could see it, but you really can't, is
that peak right down there. That's it.
Spielberg Home or something like that. Spielberg, and that is the mountain of Spielberg that we can see from the top, with a a cell phone picture.
The O with the two dots is pronounced as a U.
Which is it pronounced? It's not exactly a U. It's sort of a U.
Stockholm. There on the
Stockholm.
Stockholm.
I learned it as Stockholm.
So not
which is sort of like a U, but not quite.
U. Yeah, it's.
And contradicts the idea that there are absolutely no schwa sounds in German, because that's kind of a schwa sound.
Did you see much local wildlife around there?
A decent amount.
No, we saw no wildlife.
But we saw some deer.
We didn't. We only. Yes, we did.
We saw cows.
We saw cows, and we saw a deer, and that deer was at the hotel, which was yes, they had it in a pen at the hotel. We saw. I have a cute picture of a donkey and goat and sheep.
Pig.
And potbelly pigs. So yes, we saw livestock, but not exactly wildlife. while
This
we were there.
series of doors and locks that they had in the Museum Leogang really made me want to be inspired for Puzzleworthy to do something with
Yes, how
ornate
about
locks.
that lock? Yes. CT says
I don't know where the keyhole is. There
I
might be
know.
one here in the middle.
there might not need to be a keyhole. It might just be a puzzle solving. And
Yeah.
you had to know the trick to solve the puzzle.
Yeah, they did. They've done puzzle boxes that you have to slide and push different parts of the box.
Belsar says, I don't think pot-bellied pigs are endemic there. No, I'm pretty sure they aren't. And, I'm not sure. Well, the reindeer might have been native, but the horse and, the donkeys and such probably weren't. But they did have horses too. And, that was an amazing hotel, that one you see there from that picture. It had, a whole riding stables. It had tennis courts. It had, play areas for the kids. And it was, impressive. But you were paying for it.
We have heard lately about the K-shaped economy, where people in the upper income brackets are doing just fine, and that everyone else is not doing just fine. And so this is definitely a
This is
hotel
a place for
that,
the high
yes.
K.
designated for the high end of the K. The top.
If you have kids, it's really designed
Yes.
for people with kids.
Well-off people, doctors and such, not necessarily billionaires, but professionals, doctors and such
Yeah.
that have children.
CT says, fun fact, lots of 70s and 80s music video effects are created by taking a video camera and pointing it back at the screen that has its feed in it, usually with bright colors fed in. It didn't take too many bright colors to do that, I'll tell you. Yes. It's an easy special effect, especially with a video camera, yeah. Aw, cute ducky wallpaper. Yes, it's a cute ducky. Probably a loon of some sort. I don't actually.
I could click on there in this picture if we
You
care.
could. What are you looking for?
I'm looking for my pictures for the trip of which to do.
Okay.
They were
From the
here
real pictures.
shortly.
There's Germany, Austria. That's
Germany,
it.
Austria, yeah.
Yeah. There's
Okay.
another good
These
picture.
are ones I've taken of the
Click
mine
on
we
it to
visited.
make it.
Yeah, this was a good
Could
one.
make it grow up. Yeah, well, go. That's yes. There we go. Those are the mountains that were the view from our hotel, and this is up on the other
cable cars, or we call it, or
the tramway.
tramway. Yeah,
Up to the top.
up the side of the
To the
mountain.
middle of the mountain. These went to the middle, and you took another one up to the top, and that is what you rode your bicycle down from, all the way to that village down at the bottom.
Yeah, well, the bicycles mostly start at the very top.
Well, you could start at the middle too. There were a lot of,
Yeah, the easier bike paths were for middle on down.
easy, really easy.
They're really easier, I said.
Yeah, I know.
Easier.
I wouldn't be surprised if you didn't find. I would be surprised if you didn't find cows. That area has a lot of dairy production. Yes, it does, and you could tell that there were cattle roaming those things. So just think of them as bicycle obstacles. You should go back to that. You saw some of the things from the mine area, and it had the door that we loved. And
Yeah. Well, those were just JPEG copies I had made because some of the programs do not allow you to import HEIC, which is the.
Yeah, but you were showing off the.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah, well,
There's the mountain, many pictures of the mountain.
movies, lots of movies you got there.
Well, every time I take a still photo, the iPhone takes a movie as well, because what it does is that I said I want to take this still photo, and it does a movie
It doesn't do.
that looks like
Oh
this.
boy!
And then it pulls out.
Oh, okay.
It does averaging to reduce
All right.
the camera shake and stuff.
Okay, that was the mine, but I was trying to get to the museum we were in that had the. Oh, you got some good pictures of the mine displays.
Yeah. St. Barbara.
Not that you
East
can read it
Mitsubishi.
because that's very blurry.
This was blurry.
Yeah. Okay, but we did go into the mine. It was an old silver copper mine from way long ago. 600 years in production.
Yeah, the one thing I found interesting, no, that's the Wasserkunst. That was a movie. All right, they found iron, Schlegel, Keila, and unzählige andere Bedarfsmaterialien.
Good.
Uh,
With no English translations, of course.
yeah, well, I actually took these photos so that I could get Google to
Yes,
translate it for
them.
me.
But
So
we did see
here is
there were definitely,
That's
samples of malachite and azurite, which are tailings usually have copper. So all sorts of
I'm
exciting
looking
things.
for a particular one. Maybe it was this one.
No, that's the waterworks that they use to process.
Anyway, they had a breakdown of what materials they got out of it, and Barbara Stollen. Maybe this was it.
Well,
One of these two.
Okay, well, that's the same one, yeah.
This is no, it's the chemicals and such they applied to it. Oh, there we go. They got 50 out of 56 kilograms of excavated earth tailings. Yeah, they got 6.2 kilograms of copper and 17.5 grams, not kilograms, but grams of silver. So in D&D terms, I think it's 10 copper pieces to a silver piece, but based on what they were getting out of this mine, should have been 300 something to 1.
Yeah, I mean, that diagram on the bottom is no
Oh, yeah,
doubt.
here we go. 56 kilograms of erz, 6.2 kilograms of copper, and 17.5 grams of silver.
And this was, all of it was done by hand. Yes.
Yeah, with the picks and so on. And they were saying they dug through 1 to 3 centimeters per day.
Yes, well,
We don't know over how big an area. Let's see, there was my laundry list.
Laundry list, yes. We don't need to show that. But,
no, but I could delete it.
Oh, you could. We do not need to keep that for memorial's sake. But yes, that was, if you're in numerical order of days, then you need to go back to find the museum, which showed the, go up.
Oh, yes, this is, up to the future.
Up to the future, yeah.
Okay, so there was the mine. This was a pretty interesting one.
Yeah.
This was a sample area of the wall where they showed some of the different
minerals they were getting out of it. As you could see, there was a lot of copper
streaking through it. Yeah.
Well,
and a lot of iron.
Yeah. Mining is evidently not something for the impatient. No, it was. The only advantage it had was it was cool in there for the hot
they said it was
days.
actually a very popular job because there was a government health or a health plan for the workers that most jobs did not have in the Middle Ages. This mine was
not Middle Ages. That was more the 16th, 17th century.
Well, this was from 1400s up to.
Yes, but the health benefits came in the 17th century.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
1600s.
Up to the future, back to the future. Instead of a DeLorean, it's a Goodyear bit.
What are these flowers doing?
Those flimpers. That's the middle point of the thing. So you need to keep going up. Up.
The Musée. Wait, that's Austria, though.
Is it?
I think so. All right, here's the museum.
Okay, yes.
There's a museum in Leogang, Zalfelden. And
I wanted the door. The good door was what I was looking for.
Well, here's one of them.
Yeah. All right. No, those are the outside. I meant the inside the museum ones. So.
Food.
Yeah, food. But this is not Leogang.
I wonder if my thing got relocated when I turned to a JPEG.
I don't know. Maybe. Any rate, museum makes me already feel like we're in Laura Bow 2, the Tiger of Amen Ra. We went several different museums. This looks like it looks like we're going forward.
This is future.
All right, future. So go back
I
to
need
the
to
past.
go into the past.
Whoa,
okay,
there we go. Yay.
All right, here we go. This museum had all kinds of doors.
Leogang is a tiny little village. I mean, there were,
about the size of Oakhurst.
The size of Oakhurst, but they had an absolutely astonishing museum. Okay, now you get to share the pictures and just click on them and thing. Why not order the files by creation date rather than name?
Okay, here's
That would
another
have been
cool
wise.
lock. Or saying, oh, this one's in a movie form.
Ah, there we go. There's a cool lock. That's just on the wall. The one on the door was impressive.
Let's get an actual full size of the door. Okay, here's one. This definitely looks like something out of a puzzle adventure game.
Yeah, how about that for a puzzle?
This is the locking mechanism for a chest. And you can see things need to move along these different tracks. And they had the...
Did we find yummy food there? Well, we found very
It's
interesting
good.
food.
I mean, there was... okay, so the fancy hotel we stayed at and the less fancy hotel, both included with your hotel room 5-course meal every night, as well as a breakfast and a snack in the afternoon.
I'm just going to talk.
Yep.
Talk.
And the snack, would have been a meal by our standards.
Yeah.
And,
I'm just going to scroll. Keep talking.
and we had a reserved table at each restaurant.
Yes.
The entire time we were there, nobody else could use that table. Gustan Kofanan, Gotishin Recepten. Okay, there's an interesting iron door.
An iron door
with
that interesting lock on it.
Yeah.
And chairs in front of it so it can be opened. That's what those things are.
That
and there's the other side of the
door.
Yeah,
that door, that might have been the inside of the door, so that was the mechanism of it.
Right, and this is the outside of the door.
I've got a close-up of this in a different picture.
Do you? Well, let's keep going.
There we go. That's a close-up of the locking mechanism of that, and I don't really know how it works or what it is, but it looks cool.
Is the point of the lock to look intricate or to show off it's made of gold? No, I think it's really supposed to be practical.
Okay,
there's
the
our favorite
whole door. Yeah.
Look at that door. Look at that workmanship on it. Very cool.
This reminds me very much of the entrance to Moria in the Lord of the Rings movie.
So the question of whether we found yummy food there, I think our best food was actually when we went to Salzburg. And we...
Wasn't it the airport? Oh.
And we had a whole series of Wiener Schnitzels and things like that. We ate very German food.
I probably had, Wiener Schnitzel 3 times during the trip. And...
Well, I had chicken schnitzel and very good schnitzel, even though it would be the last thing I would order, normally.
We had the one restaurant specialized in fried chicken, and of course we would have called that schnitzel, but
it was schnitzel.
They call it fried chicken, and
only on the ads. Inside, it was.
If you want to find good food in Europe, go to Greece.
Ah, okay.
Well, we had good food in Greece, but we didn't have amazing.
We had amazing feasts in Greece. Not always to
just quantity-wise.
Yes. And some of the best, as I said, the best spaghetti I've ever had was from that one place, and great seafood and breads, and Germany, Austria have good bread, so we always had good breads.
Oh, these are all miniatures. This is like
carved ivory miniatures.
Yeah, for a rich child or whatever,
or
for their dolls.
Probably somebody's collections. There's a real gold. There was a lot. There were real Catholic. The Catholic Church was very dominant in this part of Austria.
I'm not sure if there's a coat hanger or what.
I don't know. You'd have to find it, but I don't know what it was.
This is just an interesting pattern of ironwork that was used maybe for a window,
Who knows? At this point, we don't know because we didn't read the thing. That's so we could read it.
Yeah, this was mostly so I could feed it into Google Translate by image. This was a musical instrument, 10 strings. And 5 courses. So
yes, food was interesting. Food was very good. That was our son is very much into finding out the best restaurants we could eat at.
Our feasts at the first hotel after we moved out, we could have paid $85 each or something like that per night to eat there. But I said, that's just too much food for us.
Yeah.
So we found a local store and bought some cheese and some bread, and did that one night. Sampled various marzipans. 'Cause
CT says, as a Brit, I need to also say that the UK's food is pretty good when you don't go for the touristy stuff. Well, the best food we had in England when we were there for the few days was at an Indian restaurant, of course. Yes.
Yeah, back in the 60s and 70s, the dig against English food, it was all terrible and bland and uninspiring. But, many British chefs have become, world renowned at this point, and British cuisine is not what it was in the 60s.
Yeah, so we're not stuck.
Which was
in
before our
past.
time. I
Yes,
was there
right.
in the 70s for the first time.
Right, and of course I was there.
Oh, this is a wonderful cabinet.
Yep. How about that woodwork?
Yeah, I told Lori we should replace our mid-century furniture with these.
I think those lies about English food was probably perpetuated by the French.
Could be.
That's why the French tried to the foodie industry of the world before everybody else caught up.
And of course, the Michelin Guide started out by Michelin Tire Company, wanting people to drive more so they would wear out their tires and have to replace them more often. And so they talked about places worth making a trip to. Oh, this is nice.
Yes, there's a knight. A Ritter.
Did I have the previous one? Bronze. Okay, can't rotate it.
Kaiser.
No, this is a movie, that's why I can't rotate it.
Kaiser Maximilian.
Wrong.
Yes.
Kaiser Maximilian. Nach Wilhelm Wiedemann, Schwäbisch Gmünd, 1890.
Let's see. Asen's going to be in London next week.
Ah.
In my experiences, I could scarce tell the difference between their flank steak and a braised tennis ball.
Oops.
Ooh, that was fighting words. I'll be in Paris after that. Looking forward to all the bread and croissants. As I said, Germany makes great bread. Yeah. Don't they recommend don't the most renowned British chefs run French restaurants? Well, possibly. It is a cuisine. French cuisine is, one of those that requires, a lot of skill. And it's probably easier to sell. So
Gordon Ramsay is famous for his beef Wellington.
And I think of Heston Blumenthal, who was the guy who created, what's the term?
Molecular gastronomy.
Yes. The stuff where you're
this is a good one.
Making foam and stuff like that, the funky foods.
There was an interesting lock on an interesting door.
And if you ever if you enjoy food and food videos, YouTube, go look up Heston Blumenthal. If you haven't seen his feasts that he made with the Alice in Wonderland themes and things like that, you have not seen what you
there was
can
a
do
deer.
with food. There it is. That was
or
the
is
deer.
Or is that a reindeer?
I think it's a reindeer.
That's a reindeer.
It's a reindeer. That was the reindeer of Leogang.
And this was the back part of the property at the fancy hotel. It's the animal pens, and then there's the children's play area.
And
nice
the
sets in the
stable.
background because all great photos have sunrise or sunset behind them.
Gordon Ramsay's fine restaurant in Knightsbridge in London is a French restaurant called
Petrus.
Petrus, huh? And Germany has great beer. It's basically liquid bread. Yes, well, people did eat.
We had a swan on the balcony of our room.
Yes.
Although that's only because Lori moved it there, because originally, here's another swan.
Yeah.
Surrounded by rose petals on the windowsill. And, don't I have an actual?
You did. That was later, so you'd have to go scroll through. Go to a pie and mash shop in London and try pie and mash. That's probably the most interesting food you'll find in London. We tried to go to a fish and chips restaurant.
I think some of my things got moved when I converted to JPEGs.
The fish and chips place in London that took us way the hell and gone, but it gave us a huge piece of fish, and it was really excellent. So, you can't go wrong with good fish and chip, too. That's so, the epitome of British food for us.
I'm missing the one
You're missing the one that actually shows the one on the bed. Oh, well.
Maybe I decided that...
You saw it. I saw it.
You saw it?
Scooped.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Corey gave us a present.
Yes, I gave Lori a present.
Our kids were having a birthday. So both Michael and Annette have a birthday on the same date, and then so therefore we bought them. The hotel would provide a birthday present.
Yeah, so there was a present that was either the the large or the small present, and ended up or two of them, and I said they're probably the same thing. That's no good. So I actually communicated with the hotel, and they said, well, why don't we do one of the small and one of the large together as a package for the two children, as our son and our daughter-in-law have the same birthday, different years. So I ordered those, and then for Lori, we were in the so-called cuddle room, which is
cuddle room, which is shorthand for the tiniest room that you could get.
But it was cute.
It was cute.
And so I ordered the cuddle present for her. And this is
yes, the cuddle present.
We went out to breakfast, and we came back from breakfast. It had been transformed into this.
Yeah. That was a cute surprise. It was really fun. And so therefore, that's why the swans are elsewhere, because when we moved them off the bed, I moved them over and rearranged them properly. So I
decided that even though our anniversary is Labor Day weekend, our first meeting was July 4th weekend at a WesterCon science fiction convention. So I decided this trip was close enough.
All right, close enough. Yeah, that was
anniversary meeting.
Yep. So that was sweet. That was really
I set all that up for us, and that was all done in an hour or less.
Yes. And
they were probably waiting for me to leave the room.
Could be. So yes, I don't think the kids got anything near as nice, but they did get a bouquet and birthday cake and things like that. All right. What about bangers and mash? We didn't.
What about it?
I don't think we had bangers and mash.
I have eaten bangers and mash. I actually kind of like it. So of course we had some sausage in Germany. The famous one is the Weisswurst, the white sausage. And what I had never known, I found out for the first time, is that the proper way to eat that is you take the skin off it before you eat it.
Yes, and you also use a lot of mustard on it. Otherwise,
it's somewhat palatable with enough hot, spicy mustard.
Yes, bangers and mash is very popular. Sunday roast is very popular. We did have a Sunday roast when we were in UK. Mm-hmm. That is something that I used to fix too. So, and it had
we love Yorkshire pudding.
Yorkshire pudding is really critical to it. Yes, Sunday roast is like a Christmas dinner every week.
Shepherd's
chicken,
pie
lamb,
is
or pork instead of turkey.
Shepherd's pie is one I liked, which is mashed potatoes with. I think it usually has like a flaky crust as well. But anyway, it's mashed potatoes with gravy and some sort of like hamburger meat or such on it usually. So it's a very simple meal, but it tastes very good.
So yeah. But definitely food was one of the major...
full English breakfast includes blood sausage, which many of us find quite distasteful. But it has tomatoes and baked beans.
Baked beans. That was the one that was really strange.
We never, American palate does not think baked beans is something you have with breakfast.
No.
And usually both sausage and bacon.
Rasher of bacon.
A little bit of everything, yeah.
Yes. So, yes, we had a fine time. It was very interesting. In 2 weeks, we will be going. That's interesting, yes. In 2 weeks, we will be going to Comic-Con. So we'll have pictures back from Comic-Con. That's our next vacation. You're not showing this, so...
No, I was deciding whether to show any of it.
All right.
And since the topic is Crusade...
Food. Yes.
This is a movie. Let's get the non-movie version of it.
Okay.
The movie version's further. Here's one of the desserts that we had.
Honey was the theme.
Oh, yes.
Honey ice cream and a honeycomb thing.
Honey,
so that'll show you what we were,
Was this at the
that's
Fancy
Leogong.
Hotel?
This is Leogong.
Was that the Fancy Hotel?
That's a Forest
Hofgang. Or Forst Hofgut.
That's too much honey for one dessert. Well, it wasn't as bad as it looks.
Oh, there's another drawer I found in Munich.
Okay. Is that Munich or is that still Lego? Context is everything.
No, stop.
Armbruster. You got it because it said Armbruster.
Oh, yes. The Armbrust Schützenzelt. So we learned that an Armbrust is actually a word for crossbow, and an Armbruster is a crossbowman. And Lori's made a name. We've let you get into our financial records now. It was Armbruster.
Right. No, we never used that name in a
Armbrust Schützenzelt. So we came across that, and
I thought that was funny to learn that. I mean, I had heard it was a British combination word.
So you get some interesting stuff having the movies in order to
there's nothing
stabilize the photos.
Yeah.
Just trying to get a photo of this stained glass. Also shows I don't hold my hands very still when I'm taking photos.
Munich. This is Munich.
This is a cathedral in Munich.
Yeah. So, other than the fact the whole weekend was far too hot, the whole week was too hot. And,
das
but
Kaiser
it is
Kinotaf.
interesting. It was really cool. So, at any rate, though, back to
nice
our
windows. This is in the town hall, and they've got the traditions of Munich and the brewery that. So it started out, I think, as a monastery. Munich is München, and Munk means essentially monk. So there was originally a monastery there, which started a brewery, and that eventually got turned into...
And this town hall, which is huge, had all the story told in the stained glass there. So it was very, very cool. Let's see. CT says, we're meant to peak at 35C again here on Wednesday.
Ouch, that is too hot.
That is. Our
okay, so it's 9/5 C plus 32 gives you Fahrenheit. So 35 divided by 5 is 7 times 9 is 63. Plus 32 is 95 degrees.
Yeah.
And that's about the hottest we can cope with. We prefer to keep it under 90.
It was definitely 95 degrees in Munich and Salzburg at times. And it was just,
supposed up to 90, but in the 90 to 95 range.
Yeah. But,
so this was all in that town hall.
Yeah. So pretty tall town hall.
Oh, there's Lori with her camera.
What a
and her shirt hanging out.
Yeah, definitely. I see.
And grimacing.
Yes, I find out he's taking a picture of me, but yeah.
And some other photographer that I accidentally got in the frame.
Yeah. But this is the town hall. It's thrilling, but I mean.
See, when you see Lori's pictures, it's all polished. Photoshop, so it makes them nice.
Yeah, well, I only show. I mean, I did take 1,000, I think, 350 some photos while we were there, and of that, I will probably get down to about 20 that I'm willing to show after that are really dramatic, or maybe more if I go in and do some Photoshop work on them, because the mountains were gorgeous. There was a lot to see. But the museums and such, my camera can't really deal with. So
they're designed for cell phones.
Yeah. All right.
Uh-oh, somebody was bullying.
What did they say?
I'm gonna be a plunker here. Okay, I didn't know that plunker was plunker H?
Don't know.
Anyway, I'm going to allow this message.
Yeah.
The 3 to 4 years comment in Discord broke my heart. Oh, come on. It was just silliness. Let me post in our Discord that the calls will be around 30 to 40 years. And I said, you slipped a decimal point, figure 3 to 4.
Oh.
But that's, who knows? I do not have a crystal ball. I do not predict the future.
Yes, and we love chatting with you people. So yeah, Don.
Salim Nafs was an amazing uncle to have growing up.
I'm glad you liked him. I mean, he's such a silly character, but he's Salim. Salim.
The apothecary?
Apothecary, yes.
Salim Nafs was his name?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I actually wrote a little bit of the dialogue for the apothecary. But,
yes.
But he is not me.
Yeah, we are healthy.
We're doing fine.
Yeah.
It's like everyone in their 70s, we have health issues, but we're coping with them.
Seriously. No more health issues than we normally had.
Mine is walking into walls and doorways all the time and getting bruises.
Yes, but, But yeah, we're going to be around for a while, and we intend to keep doing this for a while, as long as we are able to, or as long as it seems like you guys want to know.
I may, however, have to get a haircut or a beard trim
Yes,
at
you're
some point.
supposed to get a haircut. Eric
Before
say
the
that
stream?
every time. Well, next week maybe.
I've only been saying for 6 months.
I
so
know it, but it keeps
maybe
getting
next week.
longer and longer.
Maybe next week. The vaulted ceilings are pretty, yes, in the City Hall.
You want to express my love in the event that you went into another doorway. When we pass to the great fantasy guild halls of Tomorrowland.
I have another medical test on the 30th coming up.
Oh, boy, Corey. Isn't that thrilling?
Trying to keep me from my perpetual cough,
So,
which has been much better lately.
any rate, sorry to say, though, that we will not be playing Dragonfire, which is a shame. I really
We
don't.
can't finish the game at the moment.
So we will keep trying to. We will ask more questions.
Yes,
in
if other people
Discord,
have suggestions, post them to the Quest for Glory
and,
5 channel in our Discord, which is the Transsolar Games Discord.
yes. So if you can make that, if you have any suggestions, let us know so that we can actually play the silly thing. It's a pity.
And patronize our Patreon, which I will post here as I always do. Patreon there. Because that gives us the little extra income that we don't have to worry about the fact that we're spending so much time doing these streams and trying to set them up and such. They want me to do a survey. Do I trust Patreon to do the right things for creators? I don't know. I actually show our membership numbers and dollars in there, which maybe I shouldn't, but it has been going down. More about Windows updates. Maybe that's why I'm still able to run it.
Oh, interesting. That's a possibility.
Yeah, Windows update could have broken, but I think it was probably putting on the fan. Well, I don't know. It was already broken because the video was broken.
Right. So we shall see.
A lot of people have had that issue.
We'll go see if this plays on, YouTube, if anybody's made it past that yet.
Oh, that's an idea. Yeah.
We'll play somebody else's run through on YouTube.
We'll link you a YouTube. We haven't researched that. But,
Brainiac says, my installs of Quest for Glory 5 seem to have no issues with the animations, but they're also from the original discs rather than GOG or Steam.
Well, we have the original discs. We also do not have a disk drive on any of our computers.
right now. So, I mean, don't we have a spare external disk drive?
I do have an external hard drive somewhere.
That's a possibility.
Okay.
We could try that.
We could install it from there
and see whether that does anything at all. But disappointment time.
Yeah, we have the real QFG5 as opposed to a collection.
Right.
OSU, do you run them directly or do you run them in DXWND or DirectX or what?
And Dogmeat says, I'm using the fan update patcher. The bats were killing me because I just couldn't manage to hit them unless I was using the spell. Huh. Yeah, I imagine they are really tricky if you are playing a fighter class. Now, the rogue, the best thing to do is, not fight them.
Not fight them.
And Golden Drake is here. Welcome. I
Likes
dig the beard. Yes. The beard is back.
Yeah, right arm, man.
Direct plays, but with also some fan overlays.
Okay. Yeah, I tried direct play. The GOG. So I cannot run the GOG version at all. QFG 5 on Steam, I was able to run using the XWNT until I patched it, and then it no longer ran. So, I could get our original version off the discs and maybe try again. Anyway, we thought today maybe we'd play Hero U Rogue to Redemption because we haven't done that for a while.
Right, and we thought that, yes, we could play something like somebody else's game, and we sometimes do, but...
somebody else's game.
Yes.
Let's see what games we have.
What games do you have? Good evening, says Freelancer. Hope you are well. We are indeed.
I don't know. Steam didn't load.
Woohoo, says Golden
There it
Ray.
goes.
And Brainiac says, if you do want to show off a Let's Play, there are several options for Quest for Glory 5 on YouTube.
Okay, our library includes Baba Is You, which I've never played, Broken Age, which I played just a little bit of, Creeks, The Crimson Diamond, Dark, The Dig, which I've never played. I haven't played Dark either. Disco Elysium, which I've heard is wonderful. It's been highly recommended by people on the Discord, but I haven't played it. Look, it takes 10 gigabytes. Eek. Dorf Romantique.
All right, and Brainiac says, I would recommend my friends Takari Freaks out of sheer bias. Yes, there you go. If you
Takari Freaks.
desperately wanted to see the end game today, go to that video and actually get to see it. Dorf Romantique.
And the House of Da Vinci and the House of Da Vinci 2, which are both pretty interesting.
Dogbeat says, just let us remote it to your PC. We won't steal all your personal information. We can trust you, right? Yeah. House of Da Vinci enhanced this out.
I'm sure we'd live
That's a
fine.
beautiful looking 3D world. What puzzle problems?
This was actually recommended to us by our artist, JP Selwood. I was doing research on puzzle games because I talked about, I did Castle Dr. Brain back in the mid-90s. And I talked about doing another Dr. Brain-like game and came up with the title Puzzleworthy. And Lori and I brainstormed some stuff for like the storyline for it and such. And then went to make the puzzles, and Lori came up with a puzzle for it. And then once we actually implemented it, didn't feel very fun.
No, it wasn't well implemented yet. No. So, but we had some interesting art, and we may yet go back to that. We've got an interesting art style for it. I
have done Puzzle Age on the stream, which is pretty fun.
Well, okay.
I did that in a previous stream.
We'd need a walkthrough if we did any puzzle game, because we're so bad at puzzles. And Disco Elysium is an absolute masterpiece. I don't use that word for video games like ever, but the writing in that game is so good. So that, will you stream doing Dr. Brain?
I have done that. I could do it again. I tended to get stuck on trying to solve the Magic Square puzzle or something like that. That was Mewing Kittens, Let's Play, starting from Heading to Deal with the Dragon.
Okay. There
I
you
just tried
go.
to run this and it didn't run.
It didn't run? It was loading first.
Oh, there it goes.
Yeah.
Blue Brain Games, 2017.
Yeah.
So 9 years ago.
Yeah.
This is the House of Da Vinci Enhanced.
And for something done in 2017, look at the quality of the graphics. Yes. Current profile, Zaruba. Okay.
Zaruba? Where do you see that?
Up at the top
Up
right.
there.
Yeah. 100% orange juice is a good party game for streaming. Oh, okay.
Options. What if I want to start from the beginning?
Okay.
Gameplay.
English.
And so on. Because I need them back. I don't know how to start from scratch. Apparently I can only continue.
All right. We are loading. We are in this.
So this is probably the point where I haven't played it and don't know what I'm doing. This is so this game is all based on actual Leonardo da Vinci, his notebooks and writing.
This is the kind of game that would make Corey go very sick if he was watching somebody else control his mouse.
Yes. The movement is a little strange on this, where you can actually...
Is the gameplay like Myst? A little like Myst, yes.
A little like this.
About as
there's probably
Myst.
some way to interact with this thing, but I don't seem to be able to.
No, you don't have much interaction there other than...
Well, the right click is making it bounce in and out, which will make me sick.
Yeah.
Maybe I can put a candle out. So if I knew the interface, I could probably play this.
If all else fails, if I can screen share in the speakeasy, I'll happy to load one of my old saves near the end game and show things off. That is a possibility too. All right.
What did I achieve in this? Anyway, it's a gorgeous game. So you can see. Oh, this reminds us of Balboa Park in San Diego.
Oh, yeah, or the things we were seeing.
Anyway, there was a publication on Dover Books, which had a lot of reprints of older stuff, of the notebooks of Leonardo da Vinci, which I own or owned at one point. And this probably pulled from that. So that one thing that I was looking at was one of the inventions of a siege engine.
And you scroll?
I can't actually seem to do anything. Scroll.
How about mouse movement? I mean,
mouse I can turn.
What about keyboard?
Keyboard, no.
No keyboard.
So there is probably some way to interact with all this, and I can't find the interact. Let's look at options again. Gameplay seems like the one, but I don't think that had anything.
Nope, nothing there.
Invert camera off. I did a play test for Blizzard, and somebody had done the invert mouse thing on it. It really threw me off.
And sound. I mean, it sounds good.
Sound is on. Yep,
That's
it's
100%.
Everything's 100.
So other than the fact we can't play it,
It's a beautiful game.
it's a beautiful game. You might want to play it if you can figure out the interface. The older I get, the more first-person perspectives make me ill. Yes, that is a problem. This actually reminds me of the Da Vinci Workshop from Journeyman Project 2, Buried in Time. Probably they had the same visual inspiration. That is quite possible. All right, so we can't play this one until we actually...
Read the manual.
yeah.
RTFM, as they say.
Yes, so that's not probably the best choice, but it is cool.
So I think we should do Hero U.
All right, fine. Go ahead.
We could do Thimbleweed Park, and we played a little of that.
We did, but
The Witness we did a while on the stream.
yes.
Wizardry, Proving Grounds of the Mad Overlord. That's a remake. It's interesting because that is sort of like, much like, Ken Roberta Williams did a remake of Colossal Cave, which is Advent, the first one of the first text adventures. And they did it as a 3D graphical adventure game. And I don't know, something's gained, whatever the song goes, something's gained, but something's lost.
Something's lost, but something's gained, and living every day, and playing these remakes, yes. And
what song is that from?
I've looked at both sides.
Oh, really? Okay. Joni Mitchell.
Interesting. The Wizardry and Girl Genius games you had, I believe I've gotten to play both through the Ohio Library Systems. That's pretty cool.
But they were switched copies.
Yeah. How did you like the Girl Genius? I enjoyed the play we did of Girl Genius. And of course, I love Ken. I mean, I love
whatever it's doing.
Phil Folio and Kaya's artwork and their creativity. So I definitely
Launching.
You're going to launch
install script.
So this is a 3D version of.
This is a 3D. Well, of course, the original game was quote 3D
quote
unquote.
3D, yes.
It was wireframe. 3D.
Yes. Dog Meat says, while we're browsing the library, let me toss a question I've had for some time. What is your favorite project that you worked on in your lifetimes? Doesn't have to be games you've made or games at all, just something you've been involved in. Favorite project, if it is open to things other than games. I mean, I had
some fun with the one that we did, and then I messed up later, which was the rotating cube puzzle game that we came up with.
Puzzle Rose that we
Puzzle
were doing.
Rose was going to be a website we were going to do. And the problem is that I'm not constantly thinking up puzzle ideas and stuff.
Well, when you come to games, game production, those are all roller coasters. They are honestly exciting and thrilling, and then they're horrible, and you wish you could be done with it. You don't want to deal with it, and that's a lot of work situations, and any one of them. Ooh.
My favorite was definitely Castle Dr. Brain, because that was the one I got to do, at least at the beginning, all on my own. And I project managed it, and I designed it, and directed the programmers and the artists. So it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Favorite work is always the next one? No, not necessarily.
I have to say that I'm really enjoying.
Hero U was pretty darn good.
Yes, Hero U was pretty good. I mean, Summer Days, in particular, Ifeo's Adventures is very cool. I'm really enjoying it. We're doing some creative stuff with it, and I do enjoy the characters. New game. We're going to create a new game. Create a name for your adventure.
This is live stream?
No, let's see. This is Dragonfail.
Dragon fail?
Yeah, because we failed at playing Dragon Fire. So instead of Dragon Fire, it's Dragon Fail. Yes. I will say Dr. Brain had one of the better integration of copy protections. The in-game code sheets makes sense for a puzzle game after all. Yeah.
Okay, well, we definitely want the original Apple II release.
Okay.
Because that's what we played back then.
Uh-huh.
I have 250 somethings.
Hmm.
Contains new options to improve player quality of life.
Play with new options. Play with new options. Just,
Okay. Again, with starter party.
Oh.
We're not. You want to create characters?
No, we want to create our characters. What the point of a...
Uh-oh. Oh, I guess I have to start over.
Oh, no.
Select.
Yeah.
Enter.
And yes, and on the class
Oh,
of
these are fine.
why I...
Dungeon Master, we always had to pick our own characters.
I know. Well, Dungeon Master was critical to picking your own characters. You have to select one to be your main character, I think.
Inspect character. Here we
Yeah,
go.
okay.
Koros, good human fighter. Status okay. Good alignment. 96% Vim. Okay.
Wizardry, we chose our characters too, remember?
Yes,
Yeah.
but this is original wizardry.
Doc Brain is classic peak.
Proving
DJ,
grounds of the
yeah.
mad overlord.
Dragon fail is the best kind of fail. This reminds me of my first attempt to play Leisure Suit Larry, which was supposed to be 2 weeks ago. I found out I wasn't old enough to play the game. Okay. All right.
Z.
Oh, very cool. That is
it
really
training
very
grounds?
cool.
Is it tavern? Oh, let's enter the maze. Who cares about training?
Who
and
we're
stuff?
living, you know, or yeah.
Now,
I
these
mean,
graphics are much fancier than the original wizardry.
so that's our party. It's a whole party. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, party 6
All right.
characters.
You should supposed to read that instead of
Oh,
discarding
you
it.
were talking.
Yes,
so you wanna interrupt. Overlord Trebor, which, by the way, is Robert in reverse. He took it from me and now he hides. Find him and find the amulet.
Okay, who's he? You know, I don't have any story because somebody.
We
clicked
don't. The story is developed
It
as you go
told
through
you
it.
an intro of why you're
Oh,
here.
Why can't I go? Why
Because
can't
it
I move?
says enter.
Oh, enter.
Enter and sign in.
Is that the Overlord? How are we hearing him?
His stolen amulet is connected to this place. I can only assume his long possession of it has connected him to this place as well. So Trevor is our villain? Trevor or Nesbabor, yes. All right, let's see. I still need to finish Hero
So,
U, says
Robert,
Brainiac.
Robert Woodhead and Daniel Greenberg were the co-authors of this game, and Andrew Greenberg, not Daniel, Andrew Greenberg.
Andrew, I was going,
because
wait a second.
Weirdna is the villain,
Ah,
and that is Andrew spelled backwards.
so Brainiac says we still need to finish Hero U. I've only done 2 playthroughs, and I tend to do at least 4. 1 for each elective, plus
Oh.
an advanced, and 1 that's magic and science to have a complete character relationship page. Yes, good for you, yes. And Dogmeat says they give you a quiz of sports and political trivia to prove your age. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. That would really kill most people nowadays. It was sports trivia. I would not know the
Which
answers.
game is that?
Leisure Suit Larry.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I would not be able to get there either.
Well, you had to show that you were an adult because you knew things
Yes.
that only adults
It was
would know.
hilarious, well, to me, yes, as long as you didn't mind the fact you
All
got
right,
there.
does this look like a good place to go?
Oh, it looks cool. Yes. And Lebanon says hello and welcome. Yes. Oh, we've got an encounter. What is
Oh.
it? It's creepy things. And they're going to kill us, or try to kill us. Small humanoids and kobolds. Oh, those look like kobolds. Yeah.
And these small humanoids are probably kobolds also, but they haven't been identified yet.
Yes.
Select
Jack says, I always
action.
thought this remake was quite good. And Evan Lebanon says, of course it's a good place to go. Look at all the people just dying to get in. Yes. Good
Oh,
dad
okay, we're
joke
on
there.
Fight. What am I up to? Edge. What is Edge? I don't know.
Well, we'll never know now. He's got 8, so he's not a fighter. He's probably our rogue.
Parry, inspect, or run.
Oh, we could expect.
We'll fight. Oh.
We could inspect. Inspecting your enemies.
When you attempt... Yeah, but this
Okay,
front
fine,
group's
fine.
already been
Okay,
identified.
Okay.
Okay. Hela can cast a spell. Dalki, blessings. Dios, heal. Now, originally, of course, you only had the names like Kalki, Dios, and so on.
And
that
you
was,
didn't know what they
and
meant.
you had to have your manual so you could
Oh,
look them
yeah.
up in the manual.
Ah,
They were
well.
in the manual.
All right. Well.
Perfect. Shield spell.
Well, let's
Let's
do
give everyone
this is our
blessings.
priest, obviously. Hela's our priest. What's Brenna doing? Brenna is in the back end, so
Can cast a little fire at one enemy. Dumapic. Bad air. Catino.
weirdly, I remember the names.
And group, let's do a Catino in
Kobolds?
group 2.
Where's the wizard?
And William.
Little fire or bad air?
We can do a bad air in group 1, I suppose.
Yeah, we could.
Okay, fight!
That is our round 1.
So does this look to you anything like the original wizardry
Not
that we
at
played
all.
in the day?
Wow,
No.
pretty fancy.
Oh yeah, we
They
got
are really tearing us to shreds. Yes.
perhaps.
Well,
They've
I
done
mean, we've done
2 points of damage to Molop,
Yeah.
2 points to Koros. Catino was ineffective. Uh-oh.
Tisk.
Fight! 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 Nobody really needs healing
Nobody
yet.
knows it needs healing. Yes. But we can fight something or bless the party. Do we need to bless the party?
Not really. We'll just be wasting points.
Okay, fine. So skip. Can you skip? Yeah.
Nope. Resume.
Parry.
parry.
Yeah.
Barry. Oh, cast something. Let's cast a
Little
Halito
Yeah. Fine.
at group 2.
Oh, but Kobold falls asleep. Kobold falls asleep.
Oh, we missed that. Oh, it was,
We're not
it was
paying
on the text
attention.
here.
Yes.
Take back. Okay, we'll really do. Nope. What happened? Parry. Fight.
Beat him up. Beat him up. Rah,
I
rah,
appear to
rah.
have,
Snap those spinal cords. Ha, ha, ha. Yes. This is the kind of game that you do that. Yes.
All right, let's do Halito group 1 and Halito group 1.
All right.
Fight!
Round 2.
I had to restart the entire set when I tried
Okay.
to.
Ooh. We've killed a few.
Those are probably the Halito spells. Much more powerful than.
William kills a kobold.
Yep, he was doing the Halito.
Uh-huh. He's an
We've
orc.
now identified those are orcs in the back group.
Tisk.
How about fight 1, fight 1, fight 2? Parry, parry, parry.
Why didn't you have fire?
Because we'll run out of spell points. You can't.
You can.
We're only in our first battle of the 500 we're going to do during this stream.
I see. Well, we're not doing too badly. Yes.
We could do some heals, but we won't.
I know they're not bad. I mean,
And nobody's down more than 2 points.
Yeah.
I mean, kobolds and orcs is just like original D&D.
They were.
And the graphics are much nicer now. We got
but you get experience.
2,075 experience points and 470, and probably best to let me inspect this chest, says Edge.
These eyes are our
Little
rogue.
tutorial there. We can inspect chest. 72%.
That sounds good.
Who will inspect the chest?
Okay, now we know the interface.
76% certainty of splinters. Disarm chest. 73% chance. Let us try splinters.
Ta-da! We got 8 gold pieces.
And
We're
he
going to be
didn't-
rich.
And he didn't die, so
He did not die, and he didn't even take damage, so that was a good start. Oh, look at that wall. Cool decorations along the top. Isn't this fun? There's a door on our right.
that's where we came in. Ugh! Did we take
jumped-
damage from it?
You bumped into
Open
the wall.
door. Control.
Yes, that's the way we came in. There was no other exit from the room.
No.
There you go. A D&D Let's Play with DM Corey. Well, with player, Corey, who actually remembered how to play this stupid game.
Ow!
You keep
Wait, how do you go
bumping
up the
your-
stairs? Spacebar, send to castle.
Cool. I mean, those are very cool graphics. I really like this.
So this is the improved
50
version of
GP.
Wizardry. And Wizardry was one of our favorite games.
8 each to 6 party members. Did we just get taxed? You possibly, yes. All right. And Gilgamesh's Tavern. It says,
Manage the party when adventurers are not on expeditions.
they can be found in the tavern. Those looking to venture into the maze will meet here to form a party or find new members. Well, we haven't killed anybody off so far. What else is there?
Okay, do we get to save the game? I don't remember. Visit tavern, visit inn, visit training grounds, enter maze, visit temple, visit store. So how do you
We don't have enough. Well, we should
escape to the game menu? No, that is the game menu.
probably.
All right, there is no actual way to exit the game.
Yeah, I'm sure there is.
Temple, store, inn.
You probably have to go into the inn and stop there.
Party rest. Shift. All hit points and spell points resumed.
Yay.
Z back. How about a Z again?
Game menu.
That's what we're on. Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Okay. Resume. Bestiary, old school options. Game op. Okay.
Okay.
I believe it automatically saves our state. And this is one of the things that quit game.
What?
Save and quit game. There we go. Oh, did you want to actually play it?
Oh,
I was just
you were
showing.
doing it. I mean, that was pretty cool. I mean,
So that was the type of game that we liked a lot when we were starting
yeah,
out. But
you asked about the things we had the most fun playing once upon a time. This was one of them, but we played it with a group. We honestly had other people,
also, yeah.
two other players, giving kibitzing as Corey would usually be the guide. And
Yeah, Kanita and Harold both worked at Rome Corporation, and Wizardry was originally only available
on the
on the
app.
Apple II. So Rome, they had apples at work.
So we would go in late at night when there was
So-
nobody there that was bossy, and then we would play.
We wrote songs about that. Lori wrote the Tron Pong Donkey Kong arcade song, and I wrote what did I call it?
I don't know which one.
I'm
a programmer.
Yeah, I'm a programmer, which says, Wizardry's great for those who are bold. Within its halls we found wealth untold, but you need an apple to taste such fruit. So on borrowed time we can kill and loot.
Referring to our time.
And that was
Rome.
referring to our time at Rome playing Wizardry.
Yes, and Brainiac says the real reason adventuring parties always meet up in taverns, they're all drunks and need to get to the dungeon delving to clear their tabs. True, correct.
Which, of course, that would be the current Republican Party version of anyone in poverty is there because they're lazy and don't work hard
Yes.
enough. And never mind the fact that
That's a Calvinistic religion.
it is a Calvinistic viewpoint.
It is karma incarnate, where you get what you deserve. So if you are poor, it's all your own fault.
And that if you just worked a little harder, then God would favor you.
Yes. So yes, it's the experience points and you're only as good as you prove yourself type of point of view. Dogmeat says this confused me too, but I also have the same issue as Corey in that I don't read instructions.
Well, I do, but sometimes I bypass them.
Yeah.
I have to have my reading glasses on, or my computer glasses on, too.
So.
Fight the power.
Yeah, so actually, I mean, I was enjoying Wizardry. I mean, even doing it this way, the manual is your
okay.
friend.
Well, I can
But,
I can continue.
Well, it depends on what people. Would you rather us continue with Wizardry and explore this very fascinating new game, or would you like us to do Road to Redemption, where we'll
Or to start Disco Elysium, which is a
Which
game that
is-
some
yes.
of you have already played.
Right?
Probably most of you have not played Wizardry.
Yeah.
So in the late
Belzar's comment. Let me guess. That kind of religion that was made by those with the privilege of generational wealth and family background. Could be.
Well, in general, people assume that everyone has they themselves have the beliefs they grew up with and were inculcated with by their family, or even if they were in rebellion against their family, they end up with variations of it. And so people that grew up in the South of the U.S. Tended, and could be argued, is this still true today? Unclear. But let's say back in the 50s, 60s, in the 60s when we grew up, if you grew up in the South, you had certain viewpoints of, what is good food? What do you eat? You had viewpoints on religion, that going to church every Sunday is something you just do and everyone does. Okay, so this reason for this beard is I decided to save an ounce or two of weight on our trip. I packed my electric shaver, but I did not pack the charging cord for it. 3 days into the trip, it died.
So yes, this is the start of the beard. And aside from the lecture on Southern beliefs and things like that, which we really don't need to go into, I'm afraid. But also, it's a very great story to say that the world is based on karma, that you get what you deserve, because that's a story we'd like it to be. The world as we want it to be is that you get what you deserve and you do what you can. If you're deserving of wealth, then you'll get wealth. And it is a nice story, and we are creatures of story. And we like stories that have great endings, especially if we're the main character.
And Lori and I have magnified this by Heroes Quest / Quest for Glory. The whole idea is you start out as a nobody, and by doing heroic deeds and helping people and doing good things, and by practicing fighting and so on.
These are things we believe in.
You
but
get
we
strong
don't
and
want
skilled.
to carry it out to the real world and say, okay, everybody else is.
So probably if I did weightlifting every day, my arms would not be, pencil thin wrists. Maybe I'd get fewer bruises.
Maybe. So yes, there are certain truths to that. So
they call this the just world fallacy. That things happen as they were meant to happen.
And that's, yes. And it's a good story, but it sucks in real life.
What did Marcus Cole say in Babylon 5 about such matters?
I don't remember. I'm trying to remember who Marcus Cole was in Babylon 5 personally.
Yeah, we basically watched a good part of Babylon.
We watched four seasons.
All of it?
There was 5. I think there were 5, and we never watched the last season because I did not want to go to the downer ending. I trust
I thought I watched all of it.
Straczynski's writing.
But we only watched all at once. We've not gone back to it.
Right. So Dogmeat says, I think Disco Elysium might be a little heavy for a stream. I'm down for Wizardry or Rogue to Redemption because I've never finished it. Okay. And Glorious Spider says, the life lesson I learned from Quest for Glory 5 is that you can get away from robbing the bank only 2 times. All right. Yeah, well.
Here we go. OSU Marcus Cole in Babylon 5 said,
I used to think it was awful that life was so unfair. Then I thought, wouldn't it be much worse if life were fair and all the terrible things that happened to us came back because we actually deserved them? So now I take great comfort in the general hostility and unfairness of the universe.
There we go.
Sucks in real life. If karma were real, then it would be real good about expletive to me.
About expletive me?
Yes. And Belsar said, I watched the original premiere episode of Babylon 5, and that was all. I heard the reboot of it was much better. Was there a reboot? I don't know, a reboot. But, yes.
Well,
it was a great series, and we were, when, what company was doing the game version of it?
Sierra Online.
Was it Sierra Online? Okay.
Yes, it was being done in Sierra. They were doing a game of Babylon 5, and they had all the original actors in it, and it was a major work, and then
the series got canceled, and they canceled the game as a result.
And we were told that the game was really coming along well.
You might be mistaken Babylon 5 with Battlestar Galactica. Battlestar Galactica sucked as the original series. I tell you, here we had come off of Star Trek and all that promise that Star Trek was, and Battle Galactica was just the epitome of Wild West in space, and all the aliens were bad. It was a us versus them, and no
subtlety.
No subtlety, but the remake I actually saw part of, and they actually had good storytelling. So yeah. Belsar says by reboot, I mean the original premiere episode was redone and supposed to be better.
We'll have to see most of the versions of that then.
And Freelancer says, was there supposed to be an expansion pack for Quest for Glory 5? What would it have contained, please? Yes, there was supposed to be expansion packs for
We discussed them with Matt.
Well, we had a company to, with Bob Heitman to actually do them before we realized that,
we didn't,
it wasn't going to happen.
I wouldn't say it was up to the company level. We came up with a company name together.
Yes, that's where
Transsolar Games came from.
We were ready to actually...
And I said, but wait, we're doing fantasy games. What does Transsolar have to do with that? I said, who cares? It's a cool name.
Yeah. And...
we'll have to do some space games, too.
So, yes. The problem was Sierra was dying, or Yosemite Entertainment at this time was dying on the vine, and everything got killed, yes. And... so Brainiac says, yep, the network Babylon 5 was on Primetime Entertainment Network. It imploded as Season 4 was wrapping up. Season 5 only came about because TNT stepped in at the last possible moment. Yes. And so they kind of wrapped up the story. They knew it was dying in Season 4, and they tried to wrap up the story. So I thought Season's 4 ending was pretty satisfying, yes. And Belsar says, I still love those DS9, and that remains my favorite Star Trek series.
Okay, we've not watched Deep Space Nine to speak of. I think we saw like one episode.
Yeah, because it was not on television. When we weren't watching television, yes. I did not see the series after Enterprises. I don't have cable streaming. That is just why we did not see Deep Space Nine, because we didn't have...
Well, Lori and I both grew up on Star Trek, the original series.
And we'll tell you, some of those episodes were pretty stupid, too.
Yes. But the concept of it, we were just blown away.
Yes, that was...
This is must-watch TV.
Yeah. And Dogbeat said, the remake of Battlestar Galactica is one of my favorite series ever. The storytelling is amazing. Great. And I need to finish DS9. Netflix lost all the rights. Oh, well... And Brainiac says they basically added a few points, corrected some things that were all altered later, and the entire score was redone by Chris Franke for the continuity. Okay, very cool. And I did, Deep Space, Battlestar, all right, let's try this again. We're not talking Battlestar, we're talking... Babylon 5. Babylon 5.
They both start with BA.
Was going some very interesting directions. And it's fascinating, yes. S5 isn't terrible, but it suffers a bit as a result. I would argue it suffers about as much as S1 does, personally. Okay.
All right.
And Dogbeat says, I agree with you. Deep Space Nine had amazing characters and stories, yes. And Deep Space Nine was awesome. Loved the writing and the characters. Some episodes even made me cry. Yes, that is something I would like to watch sometime. We had a couple of them on DVDs, but not the continuity of the series. And Glorious Spider says, if there was, although we did have a dog named after Kira, that was named after a character in the thing, because that was our roommate Jim's favorite character in Deep Space Nine, who I actually watched the whole series, yes. And Glorious Spider says, if there was an expansion pack for Quest for Glory 5, would it take place after the game ends or just add stuff during the game in the same ending?
I think it was after.
It would have been while you were king or whatever, and you had to deal with pirates and that in the area. It was supposed to be an expansion pack, i.e. it used the same graphics. It would kept to the island adventures. It would expand it on island adventures and things like that. So we had good concepts of what we were going to do. And it was basically trying to take advantage of the fact we had that 3D stuff all there. It could easily be applied with a new story overlaid on.
And a couple of the problems. Problem number 2 that none of us were aware of was that the company was about to Sierra was about to close most of its divisions, including
Yes.
Yosemite, so it would have gone away anyway.
Yeah.
But problem one was that General Manager Craig Alexander was very up on the industry and numbers on games and expansion packs. So, for instance, the Wing Commander series at Origin Systems had a series of expansion packs, and he said that the wisdom in the industry is that a successful expansion pack will sell, if I'm remembering the ratio right, 1/5 as many copies as the original game, and therefore the budget
Has to be 1/5.
must be 1/5 of the budget we would have for a game, and we looked at that and said basically the numbers don't work.
Yes.
Because Quest for Glory 5 was not super successful. It was as successful as the first Quest for Glories, but that meant it sold like 100 or 150,000 copies.
Yes, it was not a runaway success.
And the problem was that it cost 10 times as much as the first games in the series. So those were in the hundreds of thousands. Quest for Glory 5 cost in the millions.
So it wasn't going to happen, sad to say.
And games today are in the hundreds of millions, but
And Dogmeat says, I can't think of the term for it, so I'm going to go use Monster of the Week style for those old Star Trek shows. Very little continuity. I prefer long-form storytelling. Yes, that's when the Next Generation, not the first year of the Next Generation, but thereafter, it started to tell the story and have continuity. And that's what made Babylon 5 so incredible.
it's because there was overarching storylines.
It was not just overarching, it was a series. And this, I prefer series too. I prefer, you're building up for a story, just like our games. Yes. Belsar says, your friend has great taste. Loved Kira Nerys. She was one of my fave characters in the series and still one of my overall favorite characters.
And we love the doggy.
Yes. And Gloria Spider says, oh, that would have been so cool. We were robbed. Well, we were robbed, but reality, just killed it.
Well, the
Yes.
problem is games don't just happen. They take people really pushing to make them and then really hard work to get the game made and good and a lot of testing and a lot of money into promotion. As it turns out, the games don't just sell themselves. Who'd have thought?
Yeah.
We thought with Hero U Road to Redemption, we contacted a number of journalists and got some coverage for it, but otherwise did not spend any money on advertising. And it did well by indie standards, but it didn't do well enough to break even.
Yeah. And
We budgeted it the way, of a full Sierra game budget.
Freelancer says, I can't believe Quest for Glory 5 would have been also a multiplayer game. Of course, it was started out as a multiplayer game.
That was the proposal.
Yes.
Sierra had,
Splintered.
well, okay, so Yosemite Entertainment had this thing called The Realm, which was a multiplayer online game.
It had, well, all right. When Sierra splintered, every group took a certain amount of the franchises, the IPs.
Intellectual property.
Right. And so, of course, the main group took
Up in Bellevue,
Yes.
took
the primary
yeah.
ones, the Leisure Suit Larry and King's Quest, and by default, the people left in Yosemite Entertainment, left in Oakhurst, only had the people from the Realm that did the online game, and that they could do Quest for Glory. And so,
yeah, because nobody had claimed Quest for Glory, and they knew that Lori and I still lived down there. So they said, let's get Corey and Lori involved. Somebody said, let's get Corey and Lori involved in this. Was that Terry?
Terry was eventually, but I think
Okay.
that was the second phase. I think when they were trying to do the Realm version, we were called in to do the Quest for Glory thing and found out there was no code available to
And
actually.
if it had been a year from launch, we would have said, okay, fine, we'll make that work. But they said, we're 2 months from launch. And I said, what mechanisms do you have in place for doing quests? Because the game is, after all, called Quest for Glory. And they said, oh, we haven't done that yet.
Yes.
There are no tools for
So
quests.
they didn't want going to turn, so they couldn't turn the realm into Quest for Glory, and so that's the last we heard of them for another 6 months or so before
Well, we could have said, okay, never mind, we'll make it work. But
we did not.
I have a bad habit of turning down projects that seem like nightmares.
Yep. And so, therefore, it was supposed to be a multiplayer, but when we came to actually starting it and making it, and the technical difficulties were still there. And so, eventually, because I said, well, let's also have a solo version of it, you could play it as solo or multiplayer, the solo one, yes. Yes, dog meat scene, that being a product of the time, downloadable content was not as easy to distribute as it is today. It is true. That could be thing. Glorious Spider says, I could be wrong, but I feel the best and most successful expansions in the 90s and the 2000s were Blizzard games like StarCraft and Diablo. Diablo 2 expansion was so successful, you felt that you had to buy it rather than it being an option. StarCraft is its own critter.
Yeah. And there was an expansion called Brood War that our son played endlessly. And I don't know if that was an official one or if that was a third party.
But definitely StarCraft created its own genre of everybody could fans could do their own expansions to it, and so therefore it just was infinitely playable. And of course that killed the rest of the games around it because nobody needed to buy a new game because they could just play StarCraft. So, yeah.
Okay, StarCraft Brood War was an official expansion set.
Okay. And Sujak said, interestingly, I played...
See, we don't have to play any games.
Oh, no, we don't. We don't have to play. We can just keep people talking, which is great. I played a lot of StarCraft and D2, but I never bought the expansion in the day. Downloadable content's much more visible and accessible here. Yes, now, and it can be automatic, yes. Glorious Spider says, guess it was around my friends at the time. My friend had Diablo 2 and StarCraft expansions, and to play that with them, I felt I had to have the expansions. Most people were on dial-up at the time. Yes, when they were doing the live action for... Quest for Glory 5, you were still using dial-up. How about that? It wasn't very practical.
Okay, so searching for internet on Wikipedia, I learned that in the 1960s, computer scientists began developing systems for time sharing of computer resources.
Okay, we don't know
so
history.
When I was studying in high school, we were, basically dialing into various schools to use their things. But by the end of 1971, 15 sites were connected to the young ARPANET. My school, UC Santa Barbara, was one of the first, along with UCLA. Okay, here we go. Desktop. We've got the ARPA network. December 1969, 4 nodes. UCLA, UCSB, SRI, which is Stanford Research Institute, and University of Utah.
Yeah, wow. Pretty impressive. You were right in the forefront of the internet.
They had a PDP-10, so I went to right around the early 70s. I visited UCLA, and they got me onto a teletype machine and used it to dial into the University of Utah's 10X, which was the PDP-10, and we were able to play games there. So Greenblatt's chess, and they had Colossal Cave Advent.
Okay, let's see. And Sitar Hero says it was official. So Brood Wars was official. I bought StarCraft plus Brood War combined back in the 2004 or something. Yes.
So World Wide Web came in the 1990s.
And Brainiac says Brood War was co-developed by Blizzard and Sapphire.
Okay.
All right. So when did the actual non-dial-up internet start? Let's see.
Good question. So we had for Imagination Network, the Sierra Network, which became Imagination Network, and the project I did with Bob Heitman to do games online. Bob's thing, we actually had a switching network in a closet that connected to Sierra Telephone that had a T1, and we had I think it was called a T3, which is a fraction of a T1 that let people go into the phone network and connect to any one of our boxes.
Okay.
And it was still, you had to have a lot of equipment to be able to run that. During the late 90s, it was estimated the traffic of the public internet grew by 100% per year from essentially nothing.
Yes. Okay. So yeah, 90s were when it's really
Yeah, 90s was starting up, and Quest for Glory 5 was being developed in the 90s.
But it wasn't there yet. Let's see.
So for a time at Sierra, we started at 88. First game came out in 89, Heroes Quest. And there was no accessible web at that point. We could not go up on the web and research anything.
However, we did have a friend who told us that the internet was coming. And he told us it would be free. And it was like, wow.
How can that happen?
You're a science fiction. Here we are in science fiction.
Which friend was this?
This was, what's his face? The big guy that, the friendly big guy, tall.
You at the conventions?
Hugh
Daniel.
We actually had gone to his, he was renting a place in San Francisco, one of the Victorians in San Francisco, to help us. We were actually making a program book for a convention that year, and he was telling us all about how they were working on the idea of actually having a true internet.
Yeah, he was working on Project Xanadu, I think.
Yes, as a extension of Project Xanadu.
And they were going to do a thing that the term hypertext was coming into there, and the idea that you could have stuff up on your screen, some text up on your screen, and that a word would be highlighted, and you could click on that word, and it would take you down the rabbit hole deeper. And in particularly, we're looking at it for things like research papers that you could...
you could do what you're doing here on Wikipedia.
Yes, and then you could pay a few cents and get a copy, access to a copy of the research paper. And it was microtransactions.
So in other words, they were predicting the internet right then and there, and it just took a few years, and poor Hugh didn't survive to see it go, I don't think.
What made the internet really go was two things. One was shopping. And the idea of advertising.
Pornography.
And that was the second one, pornography.
Yes.
As they underestimated how much people really wanted access to porn.
Yes, the internet is for porn. Sorry to say, in a lot of
but
cases.
But it's made of cats.
Driving. Yes. I remember thinking that the StarCraft expansion units felt weird and fake, like they weren't real official content. That's how strange expansions were in the 90s. Interesting, Sue. So
Dogmeat said Richard Garriott had recently reacquired his rights to Ultima because of some legal time-lapse deal. So that's something that would potentially happen with you. Okay, so I did I'll pick slide over. Over here is that shelf.
Which one?
Just before the spell book. I did this module, Tower of Indomitable Circumstance, for Judges Guild back in the 70s, late 70s, early 80s. And that the terms of that agreement basically said that if they ever got below a certain number of units sold in a certain number of consecutive quarters, that the rights would revert to me. And I eventually got hold of the son of the deceased founder of the company, and he said, we really don't know who the rights belong to now. And says, if you want to republish it, go ahead. And I got it. I was...
Where is that? I was trying to find your republished version, but I don't...
The republished version of that top shelf. Oh. It's in those little pamphlets there.
Yes. Okay,
that whole set of thin books.
Yeah. There it is.
Oh, there it is. And so this is the new version that is now available from somebody. NGR, Neoclassical Geek Revival. republished it, and basically kept the same thing, new cover,
And new illustrations.
new illustrations, and so on. The old illustrations were basically just clip art that one of their artists for Judges Guild had done that had no relationship whatsoever to the story or anything. Anyway, same thing with Quest for Glory, that when GOG started selling the Quest for Glory collection for $10 for all 5 games, that was in a deal with Sierra, and some third party had actually done the work with DirectX and so on. Not DirectX, whatever the program is that allowed them to be played on modern computers. And we discovered that, our royalty agreement with Sierra had expired the year before they were released on GOG, or maybe months before.
Yeah, so, yeah.
So, in theory, nobody has that copyright. At one point, we were looking at trademark searches and copyright searches. So copyrights are good for, I think, 89 years or something. But, trademarks do expire when you stop using them. And at one point we were, had a game of looking through the trademark office and the patent office to see if anybody still had those trademarks. And they might be available, I don't know. But getting the original game back, that's a copyright issue rather than a trademark issue. So we could get the title, probably.
Well, and how did Garriott get his back? Because he had a special deal with whoever took the rights.
We don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
He might very well, with Origin Systems, he probably had a special deal.
And Gloria says, I know that Sierra made an expansion for Diablo 1, but it's not canon to the lore. Well, they have a lot of expansions now that not everybody likes and that. And Dogmeat says his job had high-speed internet in 2000.
Yeah. So Sierra actually owned Blizzard North at one point.
Right.
And so they published Diablo, and so Blizzard South had StarCraft and Warcraft. Blizzard North had Diablo, and what was their other game?
Something else.
What else in the Blizzard canon?
Yeah. Sujak said they got high-speed internet in home in the late 90s. I know, I remember having it after...
shortly after Half-Life 1 came out.
Okay.
And, of course, Sierra acquired the rights to Half-Life.
Yeah.
So the team that was developed by Microsoft employees who were moonlighting and developing this game, and Microsoft wasn't interested in publishing it, so they shopped it around and eventually ended up getting it published by Sierra.
And Brainiac says, I remember having an Ethernet card in 2000 heading to college. Okay. And Dogmeat says, that's probably what my employer used. It was a government job, so yeah.
And we had, of course, Ethernet at Sierra. That was how we connected all the computers to the central network.
AOL free discs.
Ethernet was not new.
We all decorated Christmas trees with free AOL discs. Yes, because they were actually the backside of a CD is actually pretty cool colored. Rainbow colors. And Gloria says, "Oh my God, I forgot about Net Zero. LOL. That name takes me back." And AOL was not free, but the discs were. They were happy to give it all out. Yes.
They plastered everyone's mailboxes full of free discs trying to get you to subscribe to AOL.
And it was subscription-based, and the subscriptions cost a lot of money. And to this day, Richard Aronson hates AOL because they destroyed the Sierra network.
Because Richard worked for the Sierra network. Yeah. And they basically bought it because all they were interested in was the server technology.
Right. They
didn't want any of the content.
Yes.
So AOL and CompuServe were the two big ones in the early 80s.
And everybody had tons of AOL free CDs, yes.
And CompuServe was something like $6 an hour at night, but it was like $24 an hour during the day. And so you could run up a big bill very quickly, especially if you played games on them.
Bears Who Cares says, I don't know, it seemed free to me when I was a kid in my parents' house. Yes. And Sujak said, AOL was cool. I miss the internet feeling like a program you ran on your computer. And Bears Who Cares says, those were the days.
Nostalgia.
I just checked. Net Zero is still around. Lol.
What is Net Zero? I don't remember it.
And Suze Jack says, "Looks like you kept it in great shape, Corey." Yes, the probably referring to your tower and
Oh yeah, I have 2 or 3 copies
Yes.
of that, but I had to buy them
yes,
to get
yes,
them.
he didn't get them free. Yes, and Bears Who Care to survive in this day, even in the same form, is impressive. And Dogmeat said, "Yes, I was thinking mostly title. While I'm under no illusion the game means as much to the masses as it does to me, but it seems Quest for Glory would be an easy name drop for advertising word of mouth."
Well, we did learn doing Hero U that the name does matter, and that all of the goodwill that was associated with the name Quest for Glory and with Sierra Online, that we probably would have sold a lot more copies if we had been able to, title it something like, Quest for Glory, Rogue Adventure, or something like that.
Yes, we would have had.
Although Star Wars spin-offs didn't do nearly as well as the real Star Wars movies.
Yeah. And Sierra published Half-Life 2, and somehow it all still went on downhill. Yep. And Gloria says, "If the kid in me from the early 2000s is seeing you now, that is chatting with you, creators Quest for Glory on video through high-speed internet through a freaking phone, he would freak out." Yes, well, it's all science fiction.
Future Shock, yeah.
We're living in the future, people. Don't ever forget how amazing this situation is.
Yeah, and one of the things with older people is how they could adapt to technology, and that we kind of grew up on computers, even though they weren't readily available when we were younger. But we grew up with it, and so we're able to use the internet and not be too panicked or anything.
The first time I ever touched a computer, a real computer, was at his place when I was in my 20s. So no, well, I was 20.
All right.
But so no, I didn't grow up with computers, but I had a handheld computer. I did have a toy computer to play games on when I was a kid, and I had the Atari, the thing you played with a joystick, and we did have what was a very sophisticated computers, even though they weren't
relatively.
Yes, weren't computers.
Yeah. So I started about the age of 15. I started having access to computers, 15 or 16.
I remember AOL being called AOL. I didn't hear that.
Surprised me.
Yes, and I know a few people
who ran up $300+ bills playing Neverwinter Nights in the AOL. We heard anecdotes about people paying kids running up bills of thousands
on the Quest, on the answer lines. Yes. That you had to pay
dozens or hundreds of dollars to call into the hint line.
Hint line, yes.
You had a 900 line, and 800 lines were toll free. 900 lines you had to pay by the minute. And if you were trying to, get advice on how to solve quests in, Heroes Quest or something, it could take you a lot of minutes.
Yes. And I know people who ran up $300 playing Neverwinter Nights, and Sujak says, yeah, the Colds were always animated avatars in our games as kids. Mythical figures. Wacky world. It is a wacky world. And Bears Who Care, do you all feel like you were born too soon for some innovations, too late for some, or right on time for some? I think we're right on time for many of the best things, yes.
Yeah, certainly for the opportunity to make the Quest for Glory games, we were the perfect place and the perfect time.
Yeah.
We happened to be acquainted through science fiction conventions with someone who worked at Sierra as an animator. We had the D&D games that we had experienced first on a computer at college, and later, through friends.
Yes, we're living in the best of all possible times.
So, the story as I used to tell it is in the early days of computer games, we couldn't have done a game like Quest for Glory because they were too primitive. Very bad graphics and no graphics.
Our idea of games is far too complicated for anybody to actually practically create. So only ignorant people would ever create Quest for Glory.
Look up Santa Paravia and Fiumaccio. That was the level of game that we had when we were 20, say. Very primitive. And something like Quest for Glory required, to be able to really tell a story on the computer, needed a certain level of sophistication, of amount of memory, graphics capability, and so on. So we came in at the beginning of the era where that was possible, and because we were at the beginning of the era, meant that people like us who had no computer game background could come in and actually get a job doing it.
Yeah. And so then again, we
So-
made Red to Redemption when the Kickstarter movement was so big and everybody was going to make their fortune off of Kickstarter. And we certainly wouldn't have done it without that Kickstarter suddenly being the thing.
Yeah, we had done a consulting project for an Israeli company run by Oded Sharon. And Oded said, "Have you heard about this new Kickstarter thing?" And meanwhile, about 5 other fans came to us and said, "Hey, have you heard about Kickstarter? Look at what Tim Schafer is doing with Double Fine
I
Adventure."
know.
And we said, "Oh, okay, that's the next hot thing." And we said, "Yeah, well, that's nice for them." And then we were going to do a Kickstarter project with Oded, and thought about it and said, well, the problem was that the project we did with him kind of went nowhere. And if we're going to do that, we should do it on our own and do our own IP instead of his.
Yeah. Should re-release Quest for Glory 5 multiplayer, but just make it Battle Royale to get with the times. It wouldn't be the same.
I have no idea, because the problem is that we were very naive. And what we thought we would make for a multiplayer game in Quest for Glory, I'm not sure we would have pulled it off. If we had continued on that path, it might have been an atrocity. Could have been terrible.
Well, who knows? It wouldn't have been a battle royale, I'll tell you. Bears Who Cares says, I'm just wondering if we could ever create the replicator, and I'd be sad to miss out on free pizza. Well, although I will say this, you have a microwave, you might as well have a replicator. You've got your pizza in your freezer.
Yeah, you've got
and in
freezers and
20
refrigerators that reliably keep things cold.
2 minutes later, you got a pizza, where you need a replicator.
That's pretty close to a replicator.
Yeah. I can get behind this, yes.
So on the Battle Royale, Lori and I did propose a game to, was it Sony, I think? That would have been an arena combat game with wizard versus wizard and using different schools of spells. And going back to our pre-Sierra days where we had a game called Fantasy Guild, and that each wizard specialty had their own guild, and that you could, learn spells of your specialty and then play magical battles against another player.
You would have experience points. You would go up. You would have
learn more spells, get better equipment, maybe get a magic wand, that sort of thing.
All through that sort of lens of a competition.
And what they told us is we were too ambitious. That's like 3 or 4 or 5 games in one. And that we would not be able to pull it off on a reasonable budget.
And they were probably absolutely correct.
Certainly by their standards.
Right.
So we could have done a arena combat interface, but doing a role-playing game around an arena combat interface and having the different schools of spells and so on, just too much.
Yeah. And Belsar said, personally, I think the transporter would be the most useful. Yeah, definitely. Imagine how much time you could save. No more commuting, no more traffic jams, and traveling would be a lot cheaper and easier.
But according to McCoy, every time you use
McCoy, who is McCoy? You better give references.
Dr. McCoy of Star Trek.
Yes.
That every time you use the transporter, it did not recreate your molecules precisely, and a little bit of
you were just a duplicate. You are constantly duplicating yourself, and therefore
you were the ship of Theseus.
Yes, yes, you were. So yeah,
a few molecules are lost each time, and they're not really the same molecules, and eventually you might not be you at all.
And Bears Who Cares says, until you become dematerialized.
Yeah.
Yes. We all thought that the transporter was a great idea, but then what is us? Yes. Does it actually transfer your actual soul? And what is your soul? Is it just your thoughts? Or was that thing just
Does it at least keep all your memories in your brain?
Yeah, did you die when you were dematerialized and it reproduced something that looked just like you and thought that was you? And all those questions.
Damn you, McCoy, says Bears Who Care.
Yes. I was just kidding, but hey, anything can happen. Yep.
Every time you use the transporter, you became a clone? Yeah, we think so.
Gloria Spider, my main shooter was Unreal Tournament back in the 2000s. Ah, yes.
We were never really into shooter games. For one thing, I get seasick when I play
Yeah.
first-person action games.
CT says the fact it's 27 degrees C/80 at almost midnight is brutal. I had to get bottled water out of the freezer.
Thanks.
Yes. And when we were in Germany and it was, 95 degrees out in Munich, I said, well, you could always be in Phoenix. So we went to the weather station in Phoenix and it was 95 degrees. Okay, not too bad. It was midnight. So no, you can always be Phoenix.
Yes. So 80 degrees at midnight. A whole lot better than 95 at midnight.
Yeah. And let's see. And enough transports and your nose is next to your ear. Yep. And Roadwork says, needed to get a job at Micropose. I remember the amount of content in Master of Magic was absurd. Whole books full of spells and things. Yeah. And Suchek said, I eventually started playing this as a main game with my friends in the early aughts as well. And very creative and artistic compared to competitors. Yes. And Bears Who Cares says, can't believe it gets that hot in Germany. Well, nobody can believe it. Remember, it does not normally get that hot. So we are definitely on an awful warming trend, and we might be to the end of all Europe's way of life if the Atlantic current stops. So good luck.
It's the end of the world as we know it.
Also, why does lemonade always taste better when it's frozen? I think because freezing it, ice cream only tastes really good if it's cold. So there's something to do with the temperatures that just stimulate the brain too. And Belsar says, global warming is real, peeps. Just take it seriously. We are in the generation that has always said, oh my God, we're going to kill ourselves. And it certainly looked like we're correct if we don't do something. Oh, okay. There we go. You found this one. Okay.
Okay, here we go. To stop. 93. We propose Slash and Sizzle.
Combat and Magic in a Fantasy Arena. Updated 1993. Okay. All right.
So here we are giving away our great idea, because any of you
Slice
can
and-
actually read this on your screen,
Yes.
probably not.
Slash and Sizzle combines Mortal Kombat. You can always give a different.
Okay, Slash and Sizzle. Oh yeah, let's do
Give
the
a better,
where's
yes, there,
it?
Arial. It's right up there
View.
above you.
Oh, view zoom.
Oh, I don't zoom.
Let's go
I
to
changed my
200%.
font.
That's good.
I just changed fonts.
zoom to 200%.
Well, that works, yes.
But-
Mortal Kombat style one-on-one combat with a real storyline and strategy elements between combats, designed to appeal to players who enjoy combat and action games as well as those who enjoy strategy games such as Civilization.
And the answer at Sony was that Mortal Kombat, making a new Mortal Kombat, would be a major task for a team for a year or two. And that putting all this other stuff in there, too much.
What year was this again?
This was 93.
All right, 93. Was that after?
This was before we did Quest for Glory 5.
I know that, but
We were-
93. I thought we were in the middle of. You didn't
You're
do
in the
this to
middle of
Sony.
having
This is still Quest. This is still Sierra. We proposed.
Was it?
Yeah, because we were working for Sierra at this time. Scroll
And
up.
this, I can see that this is not much of a proposal.
No, that's all
Very
we
small.
did. Yes, this
Which
must have
part?
been when they were.
Arcade aspects.
Scroll up a little bit more to the thing. Perfect for an online multiplayer version. Yes. So yeah.
Here we go. Online multiplayer. Hooray!
Yeah.
Yet another very complicated thing to put in a game.
Yes. Extensive use of 3D graphic technology.
Now, Lori was a big fan of Street Fighter 2.
Yeah, I
as
didn't
an
like
arcade
Mortal
game.
Kombat, but that's okay.
Yeah, I didn't care for Mortal Kombat 2.
Short-term, minimal
Unpleasant.
term project with minimal risk to Sierra.
Oh, there we go.
We just need 2 programmers, 2 artists, and a musician. Approximately 4 months project duration. Yeah.
What the hell was I thinking?
Yeah.
Background art requirements are
Well,
minimal.
it didn't matter. They didn't
Well,
take
to
it.
do a prototype of just
Yeah.
the arena part of it,
Yeah.
yeah, that would have been small.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So back to us and back to talking.
Yeah,
to people.
enough about us. Let's talk about us.
Well, let's go talk to our people.
Oh,
Yes.
chat paused due to scroll.
Yeah.
Warming is real.
Yep. And
Why
glorious.
does lemonade always taste better when it's frozen?
Yes.
Doesn't always. Sometimes it does.
Yes. When I think of Microprose, I think of Mech Warrior 3. That was the only game I played from that company. Interesting. I can handle Arizona. Dry heat is bearable. Humidity is the worst. Yeah, well, it's,
Although he couldn't handle Arizona.
yeah,
That's
well.
why she's here.
Uh-huh. And CT says during 2022, most of Europe, including the UK, France, and Germany and Spain, hit the record temperatures of 40 degrees.
Centigrade, 104 degrees
Wow.
Fahrenheit.
And Sujak says, I live in Japan.
But
and
France broke that record while we were in Germany.
Yes. Yeah, the humidity is a no-go. Fortunately, we have
Air conditioning.
Yes, unlike Europe.
Yeah,
yes.
France traditionally has been very anti-air conditioning. And the problem is that the technology behind air conditioning is effectively,
Treating.
it's warming up the outside in return for cooling off the inside.
So
it's making everything worse for everybody else.
Tragedy of the commons once again, yes.
And it's expensive.
Yeah.
Yes, it is the tragedy of the commons. Lori used that phrase for something a week or two ago, and I have to say yes. That's the whole, environmental destruction and climate change really is the tragic, the commons. Everyone's doing what they perceive as good for them at the moment, and not looking forward 10, 20, 50 years to, what it's going to do to them or to the planet.
I have a trick for you, Corey.
Hold
Control
down and scroll the scroll
wheel.
wheel. Oh, that's for expanding.
Yeah. Is it any? Yes, that's
Doesn't work
also
here.
very well. It might work in that one. Yes, I have it. Let's see. Is it any better in Hokkaido compared to Tokyo or no? Hard to say. Well, he'll probably know. Yes, good times. Probably played Civilization at some point, I think. Yeah, well, we played some Civilization.
I played Civ 1 and 2.
Uh-huh.
I played a lot of Heroes of Might and Magic. To me, the
That's
Apex.
from Microprose?
No.
Okay.
That was from, I think, New World Computing.
Yeah, New World, yeah.
And to me, Heroes of Might and Magic 2 was actually kind of the apex of the series, and it got too complicated after that. So the simplicity and the large characters and so on in 2 really worked.
Bears Who Care says, I find it fascinating that you still remember 1993 like it was literally 33 years ago. I simultaneously can't barely remember 2018. Well, we'd have a hard time remember 2018. It's all a matter of when your brain actually cognitively, encodes information.
Well, remember in 2001 when Lori's cousin called us up, woke us up to say, turn on your TV, which we still had at that point. It was satellite.
Yes, we had a satellite dish.
And
Our satellite dish was 6 feet across in the backyard.
And
we
then
were
eventually
in
got
Hawaii at the time.
we got a 1 foot across one on the roof.
Uh-huh.
And we discovered that satellite dishes are really good for downloading and for streaming, but they are terrible for playing games because the latency on the uplink is too high. Anyway, so we turned on and we watched the news coverage of the aircraft crashing into the World Trade Center, 9/11. And then we watched in real time as the other plane hit the other World Trade Center tower. So it was pretty horrifying.
We also saw, good news, bad news. The year before, we had watched the Millennium, and we watched fireworks all over the world.
Yeah, the turn of the millennium everywhere.
We watched it change from from city to city, all over the world. The world was united. Everybody was celebrating this brand new millennium. And 1 year after, somebody just sent it all to hell again. Yeah, fun.
We started discovering that America was not far enough away from the rest of the world to be
Yes.
safe.
So Glorious Spider played Mech Warrior 3 and 4, played those both and liked 5 a lot. And Dogmeat says those hours are wild. And then Bears Who Care says Birth of the Federation was great.
I don't know what that is.
That's probably in.
Okay, it also says, cool to see the proposals, Ribbons of Attention says. And I need to point out, these proposals were not proper proposals.
No,
So we did these 1 to 2 page little summaries things, and that's how we sold Heroes Quest.
Yeah.
But it is not what companies were looking for by the 90s.
Yes. We're prepared in Australia. Air conditioning since 2000 or so. Yes, Arizona's, been having, everybody has air conditioning.
Interact.
Even in my childhood. I remember they even put in an air conditioning in the old 57 Cadillac that my grandmother was driving, had air conditioning added to it. So yeah, it's set up for it. Dogmeat says that's one of my rules of thumb for Kickstarters. If your budget is in the 5 digits or less for a video game Kickstarter, then I'm out. Okay. And Belsar said, if you don't want AC, retreating to the basement definitely works. I speak from experience, at least in drier climates, don't know about superhuman climate. The interesting thing is on the west coast of America, there are very, very, very few basements. It's all built on that thing. I mean,
so when I lived in Pennsylvania, we had a basement, and our house was actually built on a hillside. So it was split level, and the basement was on the ground level in the back, and the first floor was
Arizona,
ground level in the front.
California, a lot of it, some of this has to do with where the water table is. So if you're on the coast, it's hard to build a basement, but there just aren't basements to hide in. Yes. Yes.
Dogmeat says Heroes of Might and Magic 3 is a classic. And yes, it was, I went to it and switched to it, but I always, I love the charm of the simplicity of 2.
Yes, and Gloria says, when it comes to Quest for Glory 2, I was curious what your inspirations culturally, any specific things that inspired it? Well,
research.
Yeah. Well, that and we grew up with the Arabian Nights.
Yeah, so love of, fairy tales and myths when we, as children, and reading about the Arabian Nights.
We had the Sinbad the Sailor and things like that, and there were a couple of great movies. The Thief of Baghdad is a classic movie that really is very influential. Find that one. And so yes.
All right, there was a 1978 Thief of Baghdad, a 1961, a 1977, but she is talking about
1949. Or no, that is not. Where is
1940?
it?
1924.
1924.
In 1924, The Thief of Baghdad with Douglas Fairbanks.
And actually, this isn't the one with Sabu, though.
Oh, this isn't? Is it 1941?
Well,
I thought this was. This is
just scroll down and look at your cast.
Cast
Look at that.
crew.
I see a lot of pictures of things. No, let's see.
Top cast.
Uh-huh.
The Caliph, the Indian president, the page boy.
No, this has Anna Mae Wong. This predates it. This is still Douglas Fairbanks is senior, and this is a non-talking.
It's a silent, yeah.
Yeah, silent. No, we're definitely talking the next one up.
Nope, I went too far.
Oh well.
Yep.
Sign in to Hero New Development. Okay.
Now what do I do?
I don't know.
Okay.
You don't care. Any rate, yes. So TV now. We have a television set. We just never watch it.
We have a TV now that we never watch. Okay, here's the results. There was the 1940 maybe. It was 1969.
No, this was much before that. It was black and white, so yeah.
It was 1961.
No.
And 2020, 1940. Let's try.
No, that's in color.
This one is Conrad Veidt, Sabu, and June Dupre.
That's it.
This is the one Lori liked.
This is classic.
It had color.
What do you know?
Unless it's been colorized since then.
That does not look like Thief of Baghdad. That looks like Ulysses. I mean, Oh,
Odysseus, the
yeah, all
Odyssey.
right, there we go. Yeah, look
Yeah.
at the fantasy. Yeah. So yes. And there goes the genie. Yes, there's Sabu,
Sabu.
and there's the genie. And this is the epitome of genies. This is your classic genie. Okay, yes. And Sabu is the thief. And this is Aladdin. Look there, you see, there's Jafar there, and everything else.
All the memes came from this 1940
comes
movie.
from that movie. So yes, it is. And of course, I haven't seen it since I was a kid, but it was so.
And I'd probably never seen it.
Yes. Let's see. All right.
Conrad Veidt is the villain.
Is Jafar.
Perfect.
Yes.
June Dupree is the princess. Sabu.
Yes.
Playing Abu.
Uh-huh. So yeah.
Rex Ingram is the Jinn.
So yeah, there you go. It's that is it. That is the
So we didn't actually have Aladdin as such.
No, and we couldn't actually see it because remember we didn't have DVDs of this movie. We just saw it as a kid. So yeah. At any rate, that's that.
You saw it as a kid?
I find it funny in your design document you wrote online as on-line, as in Sarah on-line instead of online. It's probably the most subtle pun you could do.
And of course, I'm sure not intentional.
No, it was probably, yeah. I was at work when 9/11 came. One of my coworkers' spouse called him and told us, and we went to the news sites, which were down uber slow with traffic. Yeah, and Bears Who Cares.
We didn't have access to news sites at the time,
No.
but we did have television.
Yes. Oh, and Fry's Electronics was literally piggybacking off the Y2K bug. Yeah. Belsar says, my initial reaction was, how could a plane fly into the World Trade Center? Are they blind? Yeah, that was a good reaction. It was early morning when it happened here at our place, so we got awakened. You can probably not needing to share the screen, although it is interesting. Let's see.
That was real filmmaking back then.
And Dogmeat has all the old Sinbad movies. I loved all those classic stop motion adventure movies. Of course, we watched those on television because when we were kids, that's what movies were played a lot because they didn't have any other content. The
Odyssey, not Odysseus.
Right. And Ribbons of Attention says that doesn't sound like the kind of game Trilobite was known for. Maybe that's why the Kickstarter didn't succeed. Ah, interesting.
All right.
Wait a minute. This genie isn't blue. Yes. For those of us that also grew up with Aladdin from...
the Odyssey's not been released yet.
Oh, okay.
It comes out this coming week.
Okay. Well, that'll be interesting
Popularity
to see how well that
5 of 10, but yeah.
How well that does. All right, scroll down.
Right.
Are we at the bottom finally? Oh, okay.
Right. Yeah, sounds like it.
All right, wow. We managed to go to 4:00 without actually playing anything but a little brief thing. Well, that's good because it means we won't start Road to Redemption now. We can probably work at getting Dragonfire done. Actually play through it. And if you guys got any suggestions about how to do it, that's what Discord is for, to let us know what we should be doing.
So he said Trilobite. Okay, so first of all, this was interesting. Ribbons of Attention's produced EarthCam New Year's Around the World shows for a handful of years. Cool.
Oh, and Trilobite Games made The Seventh Guest and The 11th Hour.
Recently failed to get $5,000 in Kickstarter for a PC You Don't Know Jack inspired trivia game.
Well...
Insufficient budget anyway.
Seventh Guest was a fantastic game in its own right. And then, the 11th Hour wasn't nearly as good. And the problem was they were really janky puzzles when you look at them. And trying to replay that game, The Seventh Guest, really is not easy to do.
Well, one of the problems with puzzles is the internet. Mm-hmm. You come up with this really creative... guess the designer's mind puzzle, which, by the way, is not something I recommend. But and what they do instead is go up and look at a walkthrough on the internet and say, "Oh, the answer is this," and then follow the walkthrough step by step. And they've solve the puzzle without ever actually. It's the same problem as with consulting with AI chatbots. I'm currently in a study on a chatbot to see whether it can actually manipulate people's opinions. So people using AI to like do their college classes and stuff like that and get good grades may not actually be learning any of the material.
Yeah.
And as they replace programmers by say, okay, we can get rid of all of our junior programmers by, of course, they think they get rid of the senior programmers by having the AI write the code. They discover that AI code is flawed and that it's not so easy to fix, and it takes a very expensive senior programmer to fix it, and it's probably cheaper for that senior programmer to write the code themselves.
Right. Well, so we will see. I mean, we're in the middle
In
of
addition, all the junior programmers were laid off, and in
yeah.
5 or 10 years, you don't have any senior programmers left.
Belzar said, I wonder if, depending on how well the Odyssey movie does, if Nolan is going to make the Iliad next or the Aeneid. Probably not. And we will see, because it's, movie studios are having problems with whether or not the theaters are going to really be a hit this summer. However, I will say, as the temperatures go up, a refrigerated movie theater seems better and better.
And that has in the past. We've gone out
Yes.
to movies mostly to get out of the hot house.
Yep, and Dogmeat said the remade Seventh Guest that I've considered trying to play, because you're right, the original was a bit janky. It was. And CT says, I've heard that there's a live-action Hercules in production. It's probably one of the Disney classics that actually deserves the jump from animation to live action. Possibly.
Depends how they do it.
I mean, honestly, the advantage of animation is that you can do really incredible things that are a lot of fun. Odyssey is going to struggle because of the cultural warriors that have been attacking it.
If that has much effect, I'm looking at it right now over here. I'm going to
screws up.
It is actually looking pretty good.
It is. I mean, there's a lot of money in it. Let's see.
All the CEOs have AI psychosis now.
Yes. Great times ahead. Yes, they do. They think that, well, all right, when you got a company that is run by nothing but people out to make billionaires of themselves, then they don't have any long-term vision at all. So, yeah.
They're, and trying to satisfy shareholders at the moment. The multiple on the stock market right now is reaching, historic highs. It's like the, third highest in history, and the number of weeks of bull market that we've had is like 10th in history. And pretty much every time that's happened, there's a bear market afterwards. And people are predicting this may be more than a bear market. This may be a huge crash, because the whole AI market is massively inflated because it's all based on building AI centers. So you have companies investing in the centers. Yeah.
There's no profit to be made. There is only money to be spent.
There's money to be spent short term. And whether that will lead to any money in the future, not necessarily.
Mm-hmm. I shall see. Ribbon says, too much chat box can be training yourself not to brainstorm or think. Yes, and Gloria Spider said, I said this before, but Quest for Glory 5 is the main thing that got me into Greek mythology. Very cool, yes. And it'll be interesting to see what they did with Greek mythology and Odysseus. I mean, it has the money. And Belsar said, frankly, I don't understand what the point of Disney remaking their past successful cartoons into live action is, aside from a lazy cash grab devoid of any creativity. And you are, as my humble opinion, is that's exactly what it is. There is no creativity to them. And they did really well. I mean, I know that the Lilo and Stitch live action. Lilo's and Stitch did really well. And so therefore they will do that until it crashes. And it's starting to crash right now.
We had, of course, the remake period at Sierra where they remade Mixed Up Mother Goose like 3 times, and then they remade Heroes Quest into Quest for Glory 1 VGA, and that was very successful.
Yeah.
But all the other games that Sierra was updating to VGA at the time did not make enough money to justify the work.
Yes, so therefore they will be remaking it until what's happening with Moana, as
Yeah, Moana is apparently a failure. In
failure for this first week, and we shall see if it does any better with parents needing to get rid of their kids for the summer and taking them to the movie theater. That might help it, but who knows? And Bears Who Cares says, I know someone who works at NVIDIA, and they said that the
software engineers
software
didn't even code. They're interested to burn tokens as much as they can. Yeah, because a lot of so when I started at a company that was making a word processor, standalone word processor machine back in the 70s, is the manager told me that he had read an article about the average software engineer produces about 1,000 lines of fully debugged code in a year. And so he was measuring the productivity of his developers to see, whether we could exceed that. So my predecessor quit shortly after I started, and I started to look at her code, and I discovered that she had, for every module, there were about 50 to 100 lines of blank lines and comments that really didn't say much, but were there to increase her line count. So she had played to the metric of this manager.
Mm-hmm.
Saw a cartoon of that. Is it XKCD?
And Roderick says there were a few articles recently around companies getting hit for higher token costs and panicking because they were token maxing.
Right. So you're demanded that you learn how to use the AI and use the AI. And so you do it even though it's not useful. And that makes it look like the AI is being used. Okay.
And CT says, but on the other hand, Hercules has a kind of story that could be benefit from the kind of cheesy, hammy, play-like visuals that only live actions can do well. That is true.
Oh, animation can do it well.
Although anime does it fine too. But, there is something really satisfyingly cheesy about, the bodybuilder guy. And on CT says, I'm very excited for Lilo and Stitch 2 because Chris Sanders, the original co-creator of Lilo and Stitch and the voice of Stitch, is writing the script. That should be fun. Yes, I don't care.
I rewatched the original Lilo and Stitch on the plane a few months ago, and it was good, but it wasn't. I didn't think it was as good as I remembered.
Oh well, it's hilarious. I like it. And Ribbons of Intention said, I saw a trailer for the live-action Moana, and it looked like they were doing CG on the rocks tattoos. It was Uncanny Valley territory for me. Yes, I actually watched Moana on the airplane this last trip.
So those of you who are not familiar with the concept of the Uncanny Valley, that is when you take something that's CGI or animated or whatever, as you start improving the realism of it, it gets to a point where it's just enough real that people kind of think it is real, and then anything that isn't real in it really jumps out and ruins the entire effect.
Things that do that.
And that was what was starting to happen with games in the 90s, as we felt that we were approaching the Uncanny Valley with some of them. And apparently managed to cross on a bridge over that.
Yes,
really. With our games to some extent.
Dog Meat says, hey, maybe the Coles can explain to me what crypto is. My brain just can't wrap a head around it. Like, where does the value come from? It seems like somebody's telling people, hey, this is valuable, and selling people a bunch of magic beans so they're getting rich off of real currency while everyone is holding the counterfeit dollars.
That is true to some parts.
Well, it's certainly true
crypto
of a certain
coins, yes.
president that's doing just that.
We have a category called meme coins, of which one of the first was the Doge coin with the cute dog on it. And those are purely for fun, except that people are treating them as real and driving up the prices on them. But the original blockchain technology was developed to be able to do cryptography that could not be easily broken, and was used to do secure transactions Like if you're doing a,
You're buying things at Amazon, that
Yeah.
sort of thing.
nah, more like if you're transferring $20 million from one company to another, that somebody couldn't just get in the middle and intercept the transmission.
That's
And
what the blockchain technology was.
so that was what it's designed for. And then someone came up with the idea of bitcoins, which were on a blockchain, and they actually had people mining bitcoins and were rewarded in bitcoins for having their computer run up huge power bills and run all night, solving complicated mathematical problems that would make the blockchain secure. And the originally
he could have been involved in it. He knew the people that were working on it initially.
15 years ago, I was told about this, and I'm in a group called the Hackers Conference group, and they said, "Oh yeah, you should get into this." And I was like, "Okay." At that point, bitcoins were just an idea and worth nothing. And they finally became worth something when somebody talked a pizza parlor into accepting a bitcoin. It was 20 bitcoins. For a pizza.
And suddenly they had cash value.
And that was the first time they had cash value. Yeah. And now they're like, 40,000 or 120,000, whatever they are currently.
Sujak says every currency ever is valuable only because someone said it's valuable. Yep. And Belsar said, I don't understand cryptocurrency either and how it's supposed to make money. And Belsar says, I still find Mr. Bubbles.
Well, cryptocurrency currently makes money on speculation. So if you bought into Bitcoin when it was $1,000 for a Bitcoin, everybody would have said you were crazy because you're buying this meaningless thing and spending real money on it. But they weren't laughing so hard when it jumped up to 100,000.
Yeah. But like all speculative things, you have to know when to get in and when to get out.
If you bought in at 120,000 and it's now at 40,000, you would not be so clever.
Yeah. The story of Lilo's voice actress is pretty tragic. Yeah, I know she just died recently. I didn't see what happened to her, though.
LLM is very useful in direct interaction, particularly for it's large language models. That's the AI chatbots and such. And now I was impressed with the graphics tools. The idea of saying, show me, show me Erasmus in Quest for Glory modeled after Gandalf or something.
Yeah. Those things were pretty impressive.
And they looked really good.
Let's see. And, but you have to be knowledgeable enough to clean up the mess or realize when it's being silly. Yes, that's a trick. You will find AI lies all the time. And so you have to be the judge of whether something is right or not. So don't trust AI. Yes.
Glory Spider says, please remake Quest for Glory 5 so you can finally include what everyone is asking for, getting engaged to no man. And that is where the uncanny valley comes in, is because the only things you can do in a Quest for Glory are things that Lori or one of the programmers thought of and scripted into it.
That is not uncanny valley by any definition.
Well, whatever. Anyway, so the
Definitely
interactions
when I redo it
are limited to the amount of work that people do in the game, and nobody wanted to work hard enough to do every single possible thing that could be
However, done. I will put that in. That's on the list. You can actually seduce no man away from her love for punny bones.
So our fan who is currently working on a Quest for Glory 5 remake, what is his name now? Who was in Greece, is now in Switzerland.
Yeah, I can't remember what his online name is. Yeah. Remember the fad when all technologies at conventions were blockchain everything. It wasn't that long into the game. I also remember the time when every tech convention, everything was, the virtual, VI and everything was those VI glasses,
VR glasses, virtual reality. And augmented reality is a thing like Pokemon Go, where you basically are, looking through your camera or whatever, and you see a Pokemon in amongst the...
Buyers who care for a large pepperoni pizza. You cannot understate the important significance of a true pepperoni pizza.
Yeah, we were very sad that our local, very close pizza parlor closed down, and we've been
Oh.
searching for a great pizza since then. We got a pretty good
Yeah,
one
at a
at
place
Zigzag.
called Zigzag.
Zigzag Pizza in
Uh-huh.
Oceanside,
Yeah.
named after the Zigzag Man, and obviously company created by a stoner.
CT said the girl who voiced Lilo was also the girl in The Ring,
Okay.
and she died in a hospital recently and was homeless at the time. Oh, that's just
Oh, that's sad.
there was a lot of money somewhere that somebody else got from her. Yes. And Dogmeat, going back to Quest for Glory, who made the choice behind Elsa's Quest for Glory 5 outfit? Well, I'll tell you,
It wasn't
it
Laurie.
wasn't me.
And it wasn't me.
No, it was some artist made that design, and they said, "Oh yeah, let's definitely do this. This is our sex appeal." And it says,
That's
"This
bad.
is not practical."
Yeah,
But
of
yeah,
course,
well,
this is not the character that should have been the
Uh-huh.
sex appeal character, but
no.
oh well.
And fun fact: in Disney's 103-year history, the release of Lilo and Stitch 2 in cinemas, when it happens, will be groundbreaking. For the first time ever, Disney will have two films with the same name. Lilo and Stitch 2, Stitch Has a Glitch, was released direct to DVD in 2005, and Lilo and Stitch 2 will release in Christmas in
In cinemas.
in cinema, yeah.
In cinemas in
Cinema,
2020.
cinema, I read it. Christmas,
No
yeah.
relation to Christmas.
And Gloria Spider says, when no man becomes my queen, she can have her cooks move into the Hall of Kings and get paid even more. I don't know if Logos will like the cooking, though. Yes, but, a giant kitchen full of gnomes, what could be better? And speaking of kitchens full of gnomes, or at least kitchens full of Murgles,
Oh, I thought you were going to ask what we were going to have for dinner.
no, I'll have that question next. But if you hang around in about
About half an hour,
half an
Lori will
hour.
come back on and show off what she has been working on lately in World of Warcraft Midnight. She has been doing Quest for Glory content in her midnight housing.
Yes. So if you want, I can show No Man's Inn right now, which is entirely populated by Murgles, which are kind
Where
of...
will the gnomes sleep? Well, that is answered.
Yes.
It is answered in
my
Lori's
In
game.
World of Warcraft,
World
I
of-
have beds for gnomes, and I have beds for Murgles, and
Beds
I
for
have
gr-
beds for guests if you ever want to
Ah.
stay at No Man's house. But I
Might be
also
foolish.
have, yes, in the Horde housing, I have almost completed the entire city of
Shapir.
Shapir
Inside a house.
Inside a house. Well, outside too, but inside the house, I have all the streets of Shapir, not to spec, of course, but at least all the locations. And I'm just now working on the break-in house for the thief. So you too could break into the house.
The outside has the used Sora slot and the desert.
And it has the oasis, and it has the griffin, and it has, well, a rather
Julinar?
sad tribute to Julinar.
Oh, there we go. When is the episode of Kitchen Nightmares with No Man's Inn? I think that was in Quest for Glory 5, personally.
Yes,
Although I'm not sure, since we can't play Quest for Glory 5 anymore.
I know. I did find that I had thought I'd written so many scripts for No Man.
Meals, and it was
like,
only like 8.
My God, that needed three
It needed
times
50.
50 and those were so much fun to write, and they were so much fun to listen to the actress read those lines cold. That was, we did recast No Man and reshot all those lines again with a better actress who didn't do this to the character of No Man, which was so annoying that you wouldn't have liked her at all. And so, yeah.
Meanwhile, I was just looking at the Odyssey stream,
Okay.
and they have some. They're doing music on something similar
They're
to
probably doing the
period instruments.
Yes, they're probably showing the making of the music. There's your thing over there.
I was looking for it. Yep.
You could turn up the music, you mean?
No.
Oh, you
This is
can't.
the construction of an ancient Greek lyre. To be able to play it in a philological way, we have to do research between iconography, philological sources, and personal experience as a musician.
So pretty cool, people. There, you could go look up the music, the making of the music of Odyssey, because now with huge budget things, you can actually be, spend thousands and millions of dollars on doing actual research.
Unfortunately, no one gave us a $500 million budget for our games, so, or even $10 million.
Gloria Spider, I just love how she had those crazy stories of how they cooked my food, and I still eat them. Yes, yes, even when they were scraped off the floor. And now, of course, in the Summer Days series, we have Calvin, who isn't quite.
Yes, he's the second assistant student sous chef to Ifatiah the chef, and Ifatiah is away on sabbatical, studying cuisines around the world.
Put Calvin, son of Calb, in charge of a kitchen.
Yes, Calb is the dog who sells meat in Quest for Glory 3. Quest for Glory 3 in the Bazaar.
So his son is now in charge of...
Calvin is temporarily in charge of the kitchen, because I don't know what happened to the first assistant sous chef, but somehow Calvin ends up doing all the cooking.
The first sous chef was, of course, Ifatiah's companion. Yes, the
familiar, effectively.
Yes.
The
No,
not America.
Not America. No, this is.
He's
ringtail cat.
Ringtail cat. Yes, ringtail lemur.
Yeah.
Is her assistant. He, of course, went away with her on sabbatical.
Yes. And yes, that's a kind of liar. Yes, exactly. And that's why I just buy food from the Merricks. Wise. Yes. Yes. And Florida Studio is for poor musicians like me. Yes. And Bears Who Care says, I actually hope the Odyssey has Achilles portrayed.
FL is probably not Florida.
Oh, well. By Elliot Page. My pettiness would gain so much energy for that.
I have no idea who Elliot Page is, but that's okay.
What about the doggy in Tilly's Tale? That is, the doggy in Tilly's Tale is Calvin in the kitchen. We have a cata in Tilly's Tale too, but the doggy.
So if you have not bought Summer Days Tilly's Tale, you oughta.
Yeah, and Bears Who Care, as someone who loved Brad Pitt as Achilles, I'd love to see Elliot play him as well. I don't think Elliot is playing Achilles, though. Okay. And they are. I saw Elliot during a boxing workout of his and the dude, and it's absolutely ripped. Hey, Tilly's Tale, did y'all finish it yet? Yes, oh yes. Tilly's Tale's been out for a year, Ed, too. Getting there.
Summer Days Tilly's Tale. Here's the Steam version of it.
It is out. If you didn't, if you were on our Kickstarter,
that's weird,
and you did not get your Tilly's Tale, you should be yelling at us. Yes, Elliot Page was Elliot. Oh, really? He's now ripped. Very cool. I've only saw him when he was transitioning, so I didn't see too much of where they went. But yay!
So how do I link people?
Good for him. He's the reason for the Culture Warriors outrage about it. Oh, gods.
No, it was the black, who was the most beautiful woman in the world?
Yeah, Helen, the black
Helen of Troy. Helen of Troy.
That was the other one.
The most beautiful woman in the world, and she's black, and
so that, of course,
idiots got incensed
that didn't
about
go over well either. I mean, and then, of course, there were the Culture Warriors, which were not necessarily people who were white supremacists, but who really thought that Helen, the face that launched 1,000 ships, should look Greek, sort of thing. But yes, Tilly's Tale is out. You can play it. Calvin is in there somewhere, and the voices are a lot of fun.
And it very misleadingly says by Laurie and Corey Cole, because we collaborate on the concept, and
Tilly's Tales, June 2026 patch. Nice that support is ongoing. Well, yes, we want to make sure it's great. I personally thought Uhura was right up my alley. Oh, great. I'm glad. She probably would be happy to have a child by you two. On GOG and Steam, yes.
And we have the fantastic Zara Fuzzle as the voice of Tilly. So.
And as for Rodrigo's voice was Fernando, or what's his name? Francisco, who did
Gonzalez,
Gonzalez, who did a fantastic.
Who was a game designer.
game out there on Steam, which we really should play again because it was so good. And
Which
Bill
one
Sawyer,
was
I
it?
think it's cool and totally plausible that the most beautiful woman in the world is black or any visible minority. But if the concern is for historical accuracy, Helen of Troy was Greek, i.e., European and fair skinned. Well, that's where the debate comes because technically the Odyssey predates Greece, and so it's pulling from the areas in the Aegean, yes, but yes.
And possibly across the Aegean in Africa. So
Zara-
Troy was in Africa, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, no, Troy was
More like
more
Israel?
it was in the one of the islands, I think.
I don't think so. I think it was across.
You could find out. Zara's voice for Emma White Queen Frost in the new season of X-Men. Cool. She's getting a lot of work these days. She's very talented. So very yes.
And just has so many voices.
I love throwing money at the coals. We love you throwing money at the coals. Yes, but once I'm gainfully employed, I'll be back on Patreon. Yes, well, the getting painfully.
All right, Troy was in Turkey, so it was just across.
Yes, it's in Turkey, so it's
the
more
Bosphorus,
Turkish.
the Bosphorus Strait.
Yeah. Troy was in Asia Minor. Thank you. And Turkey, yes, and they really found Troy. Well, they found what they think is Troy, and so yes. People need to realize art is worldwide, so all kinds of people are represented. Exactly. And beauty isn't just what we've been confined to.
And it's a question of, who is your audience and what do they want to see as a beautiful
Of course,
woman?
yeah. So Uhura, when she was in Star Trek, she was gorgeous. I mean, she was so beautiful. And yeah.
And then Ross and...
you've got these, it started to... We've had enough representation that people should have broadened their ideas of what is beauty. Yes, they get mad at Odyssey for historical accuracy, but that doesn't bat an eye for Disney Hercules. Troy movie wasn't that historically accurate.
Well, now that gets the Uncanny Valley. Okay,
and
so if
Helen was not from Troy. Paris was.
Of course, yes. Helen was sent to Troy.
Yes. Come on, if we're talking historical accuracy, Helen is the least offensive issue with the movie. They were wearing boar tusk armor, not Greek
hoplite get-ups.
Okay. Yes, so yeah.
Anyway, I think that actually, Lori, you and I should go to see that film.
All right, fine. Well, maybe
we don't go out to the theater very often, but...
we may or may not. But at any rate, it is past our...
We did see the Barbie movie in the theater. We did not, however, go out to Oppenheimer as the double bill.
We did not. Sorry. Yes. Then give us your review. Yes, we will.
Excuse?
Wait a minute.
Freaks were posh West Enders? Lies and deceit.
I think beauty is culturally specific to some degree. Yes. Regarding Troy, I find the choice entirely plausible that the most beautiful woman was foreign and exotic. Exactly. And I don't know that it ever, even in the old mythology, they ever said where Helen actually came from. She was married, but it didn't actually, but everything is about, women as, wives and daughters and people of thing. Yes.
Maybe it'll tell me where she was born somewhere. She was believed to have been the daughter of Zeus by Leda or Nemesis. Yeah. The sister of Clytemnestra, Castor, Pollux, etc.
Yes, so she was, daughter of Zeus and Queen Leda. Okay,
then I got us, yeah.
Then Leda of the Swan version, yes. Anyway, better pleasure. Enjoy your dinner.
I don't know where she came from, sorry.
Before watching Odyssey, watch Troy. It's based on the Iliad, but much more grounded. I enjoyed Troy, if that's that old movie that's been out for years. I enjoyed it. It wasn't very historically or mythologically accurate, but it was a lot of fun, yes. Yes, Zeus courted Leda in disguise of a swan. That one always is popular in art, yes. And did we ever fix the Quest for Glory 5 crash? No, that's why we're yakking. That was the problem. We spent this whole time yakking because we failed.
I could have played more of Wizardry, but I was just showing off what the game looked like in the new version.
Anyway,
we need to run the old version of Wizardry and show the wireframe model.
Yak,
All right.
yak, yak, been fed.
Lori will be back in 20 minutes, and she needs a little time to get ready.
Yes,
So
yeah.
we
Another
will end
good
the stream
Greek
and
mythology
we'll be
is
back.
Titan's Quest. It's like Diablo, but Greek mythology. Oh, that's
I
interesting.
did just see the Clash of the Titans again on
Oh, God.
on the plane,
That was
and
pretty darky, too.
it was pretty darky, but parts of it were excellent.
Well, Yakking is working out pretty well, too. Well, especially since you guys are all contributing. That's what makes
Yeah.
a good live stream.
That's really what it comes down to. If we were just yakking away,
You'd be boring as
boring.
could be. But yeah, we're happy to talk.
And for one thing, we would tell the same stories over and over, because
Yes.
as I do.
Yes. So thank you for joining us. Thank you for participating. And I hope you enjoyed it. And we will see you next week. And if not, maybe a half an hour from now. See you then.
Live long and prosper, except I'm not very good at this.
Peace and long life. Yes.
She's better. All righty. Bye-bye. Come back in 20 minutes for Lori.
Yeah.